Hello, everyone who is an enjoyer of this channel. It's been a while. I was on vacation. I may sound a bit nasally, and that's not because of my normal Weasley self. It's mainly due to the fact that I have a head cold. But that shit can't stop me from getting back on schedule, baby. This is a one-shot session of the Alien RPG. We, as a group, here tonight, will be experiencing Alien RPG for the first time for some, second time for others, unless they've done some, extracurricular activities. Should be the second time. So the game is very fresh for us and very fun. After we're done with this one, we're going to do a campaign. Especially unless we don't like it or something crazy, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case. So let me go ahead and get into it with the start of this session, which will be called Hope's Last Day. Haley's Hope. It's a jointly funded by Wayland Yutani and the United Americas. It has a them and us feel to it, with any visiting corporate folk looking down their noses at the colony's laborers. Most of you. Despite this, the colony has been developing well. There's opportunity aplenty and risk aplenty as well. 4 days ago, a wildcatter named Russ Jordan was brought back infected with something. He died, and some snake-like parasite disappeared into the guts of the base. Security has had no luck catching the thing, and somehow more people were infected. Rumor has it that some of them have died, and that there are more of these snake things than Supervisor Simpson is admitting to. Simpson spoke over intercoms, calling for calm. Crisis or not, you have a job to do. 24 hours ago, you headed out on a maintenance run to Processor 9, happy to leave base until the crisis blows over. 10 kilometers out, Singleton's tractor gave up the ghost. A nasty mechanical crunch told you it wasn't going any further. Calls back to Hadley's Hope got a cursory response. You were told to wait, and they'd get over to you, when they had the time. While you waited, you got talking about the crisis and the Wayland Yutani corporate shuttle that arrived right before you left. The shuttle carried an inspection team led by company agent Miranda Reynolds and her chief scientist Theodora Komisky. Sig relayed something he'd overheard, a hushed conversation about the shuttle being quickly and quietly readied for departure. Reynolds and Komisky are likely the only two who can authorize its use and the only two with access key cards needed to use it. For all you know, it was Reynolds who ordered Jordan out there in the first place. It's not right for the Wayland Yutani reps to just skip out and leave you, the workers, to clean up this bloody mess. If things go bad, why shouldn't you get those key cards and get away instead? A day has passed, and you've still heard nothing. All further attempts to contact Haley's Hope have been fruitless. No one is coming to help you. The only communications you pick up on are garbled, panicked conversations. There's no option but to walk back and see what the hell is going on. So, as a group, you make the long walk back to Hadley's Hope, and you will arrive on the western side of the structure. We'll be entering in on the western west lock. If you'd like, you can go ahead and take a second to describe your character, and I'll leave that to any order you want. A lot of it will come out in the role play, but also, since this is the first time we as a group are sitting down to play, I'm more interested in having you tell us a little bit about yourself. And we are playing a game that has a very kind of hyper-violent element to it, with kind of theming of like parasitic assault in somewhat sexual kind of nature. So we're already kind of moving past a bit of comfort zones for some. But I do want to make sure if there are any things that you kind of want to handle in a veiled way or want to remove from the game just so that it's not affecting you in any negative ways, to mention that too. So I'll go ahead and start with. Everybody's out of the wrong squares. I'll go ahead and start with Brent. I think of everyone here, he's my longest. It's either him or Michael. But yeah, go ahead and tell us about yourself, Brent, and then if you want to talk about your character a little bit too.
I'm Brent. I'm Atomic in the Discord. I just enjoy playing D&D, especially with John. It's pretty great. I don't know if you met him yet or not. I'm just kind of buttering him up so he doesn't murder me first.
It's not gonna work.
Dang, tried. I'm pretty okay with everything. Nothing really bothers me too bad. So I'm happy to be here, and I hope me and you are friends in the game. Because I will leave you. And I'm not taking any injections from Lark's character. I don't care what the game says.
Wait, who are you playing again?
Hirsch.
You're my best friend. I'm not gonna do anything to you.
Oh, that's funny.
Heck yeah.
Buddy.
They went from worst enemies to best friends. That's adorable. Okay, cool. So then we'll go ahead and do Michael next.
Yes, so I am Michael. In the Discord, I'm Hero Dragon Slayer. I've been playing with John since I don't really remember at this point. I think like 2018, maybe 2020,
Pre-COVID.
something like that. It was my first. I have played some D&D beforehand a little bit, but it was my first like more serious thing was with John actually on D&D, and then got really into Cyberpunk, and that's normally my main game that I vie for typically. Huge board gamer, video gamer, anime nerd, the usual suspects. I am cool with pretty much everything. So yeah, that's me.
Right on. We'll go ahead and do Kimmy next. Although it's Kimmy or John, they're kind of close too. Let's go with Kimmy.
My name's Kimmy. I'm Noor in Discord. I was forced here against my will by Shisho. So, there's that. I've only been playing with John for a year, actually, huh? I think. A year and a half?
John.
Yeah, it's about right. Maybe John's longer. But go ahead.
Yeah, John.
Yeah. Like a year and a half. I'm new to Alien, so we can do that together. I haven't played. I didn't watch, so I'm excited to see where this goes.
Awesome.
Oh, my character is Singleton.
Singleton, the tractor driver.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I guess I can say real fast to cut in that I am Macwer.
Macwer, yeah.
That's how you say it? Okay, yeah.
And technically, Macwer is in charge. Now, the reason why I do want to explain. Some people may have noticed in the long history of me streaming these things is that I do put people in squares based on like importance for the story. And Singleton is kind of like in the prime spot, which doesn't make any sense because Singleton is just a tractor driver. It'll come out when it comes out. Anyway, John, go ahead.
Hi, I am the Alpha John, the Better John. I've been, I don't know what we've done ever since. What was it? What Remains?
Yeah, What Remains?
Friday game, a long time ago.
Yeah, more than a year and a half.
Yeah, many characters that have gone through his games. You can usually tell my name in Discord is whatever campaign I'm a part of. Like right now, I'm Ultra Instinct Wayland employee. But I'm playing Holroyd, the mechanic, tonight.
And is there anything you want to tell us about Holroyd?
Is it a secret or is it not?
It's not. If it's not in your personal agenda,
I'm an android.
Yeah, if it's not in your personal agenda, it is open knowledge. But yeah, you would know that they are a they are a android, a synthetic.
Synthetic. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Should I have nothing in any of my?
If you're asking mechanical questions, we'll do that in just a second.
Sure.
I'm gonna cover Lark real quick. Lark, you're the newest addition to the
Yes.
the randomness. Tell us about yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Lark. I am Lark in Discord and Lark everywhere else. I am playing Sig, who is the lab technician, which is great because in real life, I work in a laboratory. I am a chemistry analyst, so this will be great. I can channel some of my work frustrations into this character. It's gonna be lovely. I am a longtime fan of the Alien series. I've been watching it since I was a kid. Well, series, but title in general. Been watching it since I was a kid. It gave me horrible nightmares, and I still loved it. And to this day, I love getting the shit scared out of me by this franchise. It's my favorite. I've been here for some months. I couldn't even tell you. But I'm fairly new. However, I've seemed to have found my way into several different games on this server, so it's been fun, and I look forward to many more.
And I think now that reflecting on Kimmy and the temporal shenanigans that happened there, I just want to bring it up quickly. I think the reason why I think you two came in at about the same time is Kimmy, you were playing in, I think, Gijo's game, The Coven, and it was happening kind of in the background, and I was like, oh, she seems cool, and then I was like, oh, I can't wait to get her into one of my games, ha 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 ha. And the same thing happened with Lark in Kevin's game. People were like, yeah, Lark's really cool, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get her into one of my games, ha 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 ha. And so, again, temporally, Lark's been here for like a year, I think.
No, not even close. Since the end of last year.
Yeah, okay. Really? You've only been playing in Kevin's game?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Kimmy was
I'm
definitely
subject.
in that Gijo Coven for a long time before I got to play in a game with her. But anyway.
Magpie's the one that dragged my carcass here, so.
Yeah, I know that's true. And then Magpie was dragged here by Gijo along with Kimmy, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The chain of events. But yes, the Westlock. So that is where you'll end up starting. And there's no check required for you to open it or anything. However, I want to discuss mechanics very briefly and start you off with a bit of a hindrance here. So, on your character sheet, on the left side, there's a bar that says stress. It's got a bunch of ticks that are kind of unclicked. I would like everybody who's not an android to go ahead and click the first one, because you just walked for a very long time, and that is a stressful activity. So,
See, I know what you're talking about.
And I am the indoorsy type. I do science, I don't do walk.
Right. Very stressful activity, to be sure. Now, what does stress mean, and how does it affect you in the game? When you are asked to roll a check, you're going to go to the check in the middle. There's like a bunch of different skill things that are listed there. And you're going to click the one that you were asked to roll. And then it will roll however many dice equal to the number you have in it, plus your stress number. Now, someone just clicked it. Thank you for that example. Now, see how there are the black dice on the left and then there's that yellow dice on the right? That yellow dice is a stress die. Now, a 6 is a success. If you get a success, that means it happens. Whatever you're trying to do succeeds. If you get bonus successes, then you can start putting flourishes on it. So, let's say, for example, you're shooting at an alien, right? With a gun. That probably won't happen tonight. Or maybe, who knows? Fuck it. But you do it, right? If you succeed, you succeed. You do the damage of the gun to the creature. It's the most boring example I could come up with. If you roll an extra dice, you could say that you blow its tail off, or you could say that you do extra damage, or you could say that you shoot it, causing it to fall off of an area, getting away, allowing you to get away from it. That's what extra successes allow you to do. Kind of put a little bit of a flourish on it. Then the stress dice are rolled in addition, and they can succeed. If Brent had just rolled a 6 on that bad boy, it would have been an extra success. But if a stress die rolls a 1, just one stress die rolls a 1, then that means you're rolling a stress check. And based on the results of that stress check, it could modify the way that you are acting. It could absolutely remove the action you took, no matter how many successes you took and got. It could just, cause you to run off like a coward. It could do all sorts of things depending on your stress level. But yeah, stress checks will affect how you actually operate under pressure, negatively in most cases. Okay, so any questions on how that works? Doesn't sound like it. So then I leave it to you then. You are
You can
entering.
also push, which gives
Oh.
you an extra stress die.
Yes, if you push, you get a reroll, and you add a stress to your self. Correct. 100%. And you can't push if you're an android. I'm like see-through. Why am I see-through? That's so weird.
You're sick, so you're
You're
green.
dying.
Oh, I know why. I
right
know.
in front of our eyes.
No,
you're dying.
I know why. Oh my god, it's so stupid. I know why. The screens, the maps are green, and they're reflecting light out onto me. So I have green light on me, and it's getting chroma
Like
keyed.
green screened.
That's fucking funny. Okay, so only one of those open at a time, I guess.
It could be a hologram.
I could. So Westlock. I have to have both open at the same time. Okay, so I'll just look funny. That's fine. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
I like it. You are a mother, So.
Yeah, I that's true. I am mother.
Exactly. And you're dying in real life.
So this is away from the main body of the base. As you open the door and enter in, there's not any noise or anything crazy except for the soft hum that the colony kind of has, and also the squeal of the wind outside. I don't know if folks are familiar with LV4226 or LV426, too many twos, but it's basically like a kind of harsh blue sky with kind of dense clouds and lightning kind of moving throughout the space. But it is oxygen rich due to terraforming, and you are able to kind of walk out without issue. But yeah, entering in this first space, it's quiet. You've got the hum of the colony, and kind of a dim lighting. This specific lock has kind of a dusty and disused smell to it. There's one passage out from here, and you would know that leads to C block. But once you get inside, feel free to just tell me what you're doing when you get in, and what you would like to do to move forward. And also discuss amongst yourselves in character.
Complaining, just a steady stream of complaints about walking. How they could send somebody out to get us and all this nice stuff. It's great. I hate it. Anyway,
Not everybody all at once.
I have work to do. Let's get back. I need to go back to the lab.
Okay.
We're going. If I go back to the lab and work, I mean turn music on and just cry in a corner.
Don't bring too much of your life into this.
Well, let's not rush. We haven't really heard back from what's going on here, so.
You're not going to stand here.
I'm just saying, maybe we proceed with caution.
Would then proceed.
Okay.
With caution.
As you head into the hallway, you would hear kind of a klaxon come over the speakers, and you would hear what sounds like the automated mother system giving out emergency commands, specifically stating, "This is an emergency message. All colonists must immediately assemble at the main storeroom on the sub-level for safety." And it repeats this every 20 seconds. Specifically in the hallway, you'll note that it appears that the sound is primarily coming from the intercom system.
It's probably just bugged out. We don't check those alarms too often.
everybody's hearing it though. Most people are probably gonna be down that way.
Yeah, I mean, you should go, but
Yeah, I think
okay.
we
So
should.
how do we get to that? Like you said, it's in a subsection, so we can take a set of ladder like this one.
Well, yeah, you have to find
Is
a
it
ladder that
sub-level?
descends. That's right.
Yeah.
If that's where you want to go.
I mean, might as well. If there nobody's there, then we just go and do what we want to do at that point. But
Michael, you were going to say something.
So I think we should probably go towards that area, but again, I'm not very confident in what's going on here. So let's just be a little careful.
Okay. John or Kimmy, do Holroyd or Singleton have any kind of thoughts on the matter?
Did Reynolds or Rice come with us?
No, they are on site here. Somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Company
How
agent Reynolds was one of the ones that came in on the lander right before you left. And then you were going to say?
How careful should we be? I mean,
Well, it's up to you. Again, you don't know the situation here. The only
no, that's me asking MacWeir.
Sorry.
Honestly, let's. Why doesn't Holroyd actually lead the group? You know, because we all know. Let's just have them lead the group, and we can kind of follow behind. We can kind of examine everything as we walk through this area. Just keep your wits about you. If we see something weird, maybe we just stop. But I think everyone will be where they say they are. These things are in place for a reason. The warning message is there for a reason. I somewhat confident that it is being followed by everyone here, but yeah.
Okay.
maybe they're just doing a drill.
Holroyd, do you take MacWeir's advisement and take to the front of the group?
Yes.
Okay. So as you come into the hallway, you'll see the intercom. Obviously, the sound of the of Mother kind of a bit louder. But you'll also notice that this specific intercom station also has an access panel, which is usually the case. Do you wish to pass this and kind of head towards the ladder as was initially suggested, or do you want to do anything with the terminal?
Am I able to look up anything at all in this terminal?
Yeah, limited. It's not like a full connection to Mother, like the actual computer, but you can kind of get information regarding what's kind of happening. It does appear that there is an emergency request to have all gather in the sub-level.
Which level?
The sub-level, which
Sub-level.
which would be underground, and it does also appear that, according to the access terminal, that a number of individuals who were here before, who are colonists, are noted as either missing or deceased on the terminal window. Like a lot more than you remember there being when you left.
Well, Holroyd will say, we are being told to go back to the sub-level. There appears to be a lot of missing people. Also, a lot of missing crew.
Not surprised. You know, we've been having trouble lately. People going missing or dying. Something's going on, so.
Well, shall we proceed?
Unfortunately.
So this is a known issue of people just disappearing and dying?
Yes.
In the lead up, some
Okay.
people died from the
Snake
Worm.
things.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So we know that
Snake thing.
some have died.
That's a lot for such a little thing.
If I look at the terminal, is there more that I can do being one of the organizers.
Yeah, so you're able to get a little bit more information regarding the current state of the space. According to what you note on the access terminal, you do see that the landing pad is still occupied with the company landing ship. So the company lander is still present. It has not left. The other thing you would note is that there appears to be a distress beacon that has been activated. And it is coming out of the space known as Billy's Bar. It's currently just kind of like in a static distress. So basically like, someone hitting a signal and that's just kind of causing a red light to beep on the terminal. But yeah, you would know that the colonist who kind of runs Billy's Bar, he's a relatively smart individual, but if, something's happening there, it seems to be separate than everything else.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep some of that to myself.
Okay. If you kind of move past the access terminal as a group and start moving towards the ladder access, it's C. Just as you're about to approach it, everybody hears a gunshot, followed by a second gunshot, and then a very loud screaming, and then a very strange sound that sounds absolutely like monstrous. And then everything goes quiet. The sound appears to come from the ladder, like down below. So whatever that was happened beneath you.
Okay, maybe it's not just a drill.
Shall we
Cool.
proceed to the sub-level?
The ladder also. every time you get to be an android, every time you get to be an android, your comic timing is perfection. The ladder also
Maybe-
goes up.
Can we seal off this ladder access and go to a different one?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Yeah, ladder accesses are not
They're
like
just
they are in
open.
this. Yeah, they're just open spaces. More like a Jeffries.
Maybe we go by this one real quiet and we do the one over on the other side of C block.
You don't want to go down there and try to help that person?
No, not in particular.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not gonna go down and meet our
You're
demise
not
as
going
well
to the
yet.
sub-level?
We
Pa-
don't know what we're dealing with yet.
pause. This is a great opportunity to kind of get an understanding of the system a little bit more too. For those, again, who are not androids, did that sound and that kind of stress your character out, or like Kimmy, are you like kind of interested in investigating it and like learning more? Because it sounds like Lark, Sig is kind of like, fuck that, kind of, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, my wit is kind of out overriding my empathy right now.
Sure. But Kimmy,
Call
you're
it survival instincts.
Singleton's kind of like, let's go investigate and check it out, right?
I hear a gunshot and scream. I'm like, there's something going down. I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
At least we know there's a gun down there if we need it.
So that's a thought process that Hirsch would be having. So kind of like combat mentality. So in this instance, based on reactions, I would say that Sig would gain a stress because that is not a situation that Sig fucks with. Whereas the others are kind of like, I need to see the gruesome aftermath before it affects me.
Okay. So I'm at 2 stress.
Yes.
Fun.
It means you're more likely to roll successes.
That's true.
Also, for those of you that haven't, you do have a talent. I don't know when it will be useful for you, but just kind of read up on that because I didn't use mine until the very end last time I played. But
Yeah.
And it would have saved
talent
you.
could be useful.
It would have saved you if you just did.
I love how
Sorry.
they give you less than 2 lines worth of text to read this talent in.
Yeah, you gotta do the highlight and shake.
This is a good time to ask about the fact that I don't have any numbers in anything.
What? You have numbers in a
I
lot
only
of
have-
stuff.
No, I don't.
Yeah, strength, ability. Yeah, you have the core 4. You don't have skills. You're
Okay.
a robot.
Okay. That's what I was curious about.
Yeah, your numbers in the middle are big. That's
No,
intentional.
I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I know that.
No worries. Whenever you're doing one, just look at where it trails down into the middle, and then you just make the middle ones.
Got it. Just asking.
No worries.
I would like to do an observation on that. Speaking of, I have a talent called Analysis,
Okay.
where I can roll for observation to gain insight regarding strange and alien artifacts or creatures that you encounter and get a chance. Would this be, could I kind of analyze the sound that we heard?
I think it's fair. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and
Okay.
make an observation roll.
Is that observation? Yes, it is observation. Where the fuck is observation? Right there. Observation. Are you gonna roll? I clicked it.
I believe you.
I'm gonna click it again. Yep,
Didn't roll.
it's not rolling.
You are Sig.
Yes. Do I have to maybe? I am highlighted on my character.
Oh,
hold on.
it brings up a
Yeah,
macro
okay.
options, dice to add,
Yeah,
subtract.
I had something covering that on there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, 2
okay.
successes, so I get to ask a question.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's their specific question.
Who just blocked?
Just heads up,
All right.
guys. We got someone power out.
Oh.
Oh,
In real
shit.
life.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that that's definitely alien. It was monstrous. So I'm gonna ask, how old is it? Does it seem older than like the thing we saw earlier?
Based on the sounds that corresponded with it, it sounded like whatever it was terrifying to a person. So I would say that just based on and also the sounds it was making in movement, sounded like it was bigger than a person.
Okay, that's different.
Here's a question, and you can answer or you can keep it close to the chest, but the only way I'm going to handle it is in the open. Do you know about xenomorphs as a character or no?
I get to make that choice.
No, it would say in your personal agenda. Or if you're familiar with what's going on here.
Yes, to some degree.
Okay.
To some degree, yes.
Drone
My personal agenda
is the language I will use.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that
Okay.
this is a drone, which is not good news for you.
No, that's not.
Okay. Sorry for it being a little obscured and set to the sides. We are currently missing a person. Normally I would use my phone to create a extra account, but I don't want to talk about it. If somebody has a phone and they can join the Zoom link, that would be most appreciated. Like, people here, not you people out there. I don't know you. But yeah, that'd be appreciated if you have an extra join.
Join the link, random Twitch user, please. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just post that. It's just dongs and curse words and slurs. There's nobody watching this. Anyway, do you wish to proceed? And how?
Quietly.
Okay. Are you heading down, or are you heading into block C, or are you heading up?
The other side of block C.
Okay. So, in C block, you enter into the commercial offices. This is where the corporates do their business. There is a bunch of kind of like cubicles and kind of like, computers and the like. And as you kind of move into this space, you would hear what sounds like someone tapping a pen like on metal, but you're not sure where it's coming from. It's like very rapid. It's like a very rapid tapping that kind of happens and then stops for a bit, and you kind of hear it again. You're making your way to the other ladder system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's for you, John.
What's for me? Oh, thank you so much.
You said something with the phone. You're welcome.
You the best.
I had to update it. Sorry.
It's okay. Perfect. Okay. So when you get to this ladder system, it goes up and down as well. And you could make your way down to the sub-level or not. You definitely do hear something moving around below you, but it doesn't seem like there's gunfire or panic screaming or anything anymore.
Are we still going down?
This one seems better than the last one. Maybe.
That
maybe
is what
this
Mother
and,
said.
Yeah.
All right, you first, then.
What's his name?
All right.
Holroyd.
All right. Sorry, all the names are overlapping right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And he says, "Well, all right," and goes downstairs.
Okay.
I'll move over.
Just overlap.
There.
You take to the ladder and you make your way. Oh, sorry, I apologize. I got the maps goofy. 1, 2. These only go up. I am so sorry.
Oh.
He starts going up. He's like, "Wait a minute, this isn't down."
wait.
Double check.
Is it?
No, this one does go down. Sorry, this one does go down.
Okay.
It was the last one that doesn't go down. So then this would be actually where the gunshots happen. Sorry.
Then you.
I've already messed it up. This is where the sounds came from. You walked up to it. You checked.
I have a question that we would know. So we're supposed to be going to the sub-level, and they said a specific area.
Yes.
Where is the closest ladder down to that area?
Great
Not here.
question. So the location that they wanted you to go to was the main storeroom. The main storeroom is located that would be the maintenance storeroom.
Opposite side.
Yes.
So D block.
Correct.
Why don't we just take a stroll over towards D block then?
I like that idea too. We can kind of get an idea, maybe, of clues around on this level as well before going down.
I think Allride's halfway down the thing already. His head's just peeking out.
Huh.
Holroyd, get back up here.
Certainly.
Holroyd is such a barbarian name.
It is.
We love
It's a
it.
great name.
Oh, Allride.
Okay, so we go quietly by this this one too.
Okay.
So if I'm looking at this, it's this area right here is just like a connector between the
That's right.
blocks.
Yeah, so the connectors kind of they're like umbilical. Again, this place was here before there was breathable oxygen outside. So yeah, it's a connected hallway.
It's like a bunch of connected outbuildings.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, why don't we just scoot on over through B block and head towards D?
Okay.
Let's go.
And with that being said, you would also, once you kind of get into this space, the intercom, you can hear it doing something different, and it's a ways behind you. So if you let it turn you about, or if you listen to the one up ahead, you can kind of move in those directions. it sounds like someone is kind of like panickedly kind of like yelling into the intercom. Instead of
There's
it being...
another one up.
Yep. There's one up ahead, one on the right, one on the left,
Yeah.
and one right in front. Let me go ahead and give you a bit on, or a blurb on B1, and then I'll give you a blurb on what is being screamed, bloody murder. I would say that based on what's happening here, Holroyd, you're kind of maintaining lead with Singleton and Sig kind of like holding alongside you. Hirsch, due to Brent's shenanigans, is kind of in the back, but is not the backmost. And Macware, you're kind of like leading from the back, right? You're like, okay, well, let's go ahead. And then everybody's kind of moving forward. You're kind of approaching. Go ahead and make an observation roll, Macware. Since you're the person in the back.
Oh, observation there. I don't have to do add or subtract, right? Just submit.
Yeah, just submit.
Okay.
Okay, so you just rolled a panic roll, but you rolled a success. So what you're going to do is, I need to find the handout. Panic. Stress and panic. You rolled single panic, so go ahead and roll me a d6, and you're going to add your stress level to the roll. So yeah, just roll a d6 and add 1.
Okay.
Okay, so
Well, I got 3.
1 through 6 on a panic roll says you're keeping it together. You manage to keep your nerves in check, but just barely. Something catches you in kind of like a bit of a moment in that observation, but you succeed and catch it before it like literally physically catches you. As you're kind of walking out of the room, that clicking sound that I mentioned that no one really focused in on, you're kind of like, and you realize it's coming from the ceiling. And when you look up that way, you see a vent break down, just very subtly, and a crab-like creature descend out and start crawling on the wall and start moving along the wall alongside you, heading over towards you. Because you caught it out, you can take an action, or a turn rather. You have a slow action and a fast action. Fast action could be something like moving. Slow action could be something like closing the door to the bulkhead so that it can't like chase you immediately. Stuff like that.
Well, what would be shooting it? Because I do have a gun.
Yeah, so if you want to pull a gun and shoot, that is absolutely an option. But I will
Is it a
state,
slow action or a fast action?
if you think that the bolter you have on you is a gun, you've played too much 40K.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean.
So the item you have on you, it is a bolt gun,
Yes,
but it is not a bolter, right?
I just assumed. Yeah. Okay.
It
Gotcha.
can be used that way. It certainly can, but it's mainly for like putting in rivets. But yeah, you can definitely use it that
Rivet
way.
it to the wall.
You could definitely use it that way. So if that in your mind is your, again, I'm not saying don't do it because I mean that is pretty raw, but at the same time,
Cyberpunk move.
right? It's a total cyberpunk move. But yeah, if you want to just pull the bolt gun and tag it, you can. That's absolutely an option. But
Screw it, we're doing it.
It's a very short range, and since it's like right next to you,
We redecorating these halls.
I'm not scared.
Okay.
I'm going right up to it and bolting it.
Yeah, just plug it to the wall. Dope. Love that shit. So then I think it's gonna be. I'm trying to think of what, no problem. I'm trying to think of what the skill is going to be here on this. It's close combat, I would say. No, it's range combat. It's still range combat. Go ahead and make a range combat roll.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a success. The bolt gun on hit will do 3 damage. And I just need to check. I'm pretty sure that's enough to deal with this creature. Pretty sure.
You mean I don't get storm bolters in this game?
Huh. No, yeah. Yeah, that is enough to deal with it. So you shoot it, and it plugs it to the wall. The second it hits and kind of like starts spasming, you can see that acid seeps out of it and starts kind of burning into the exterior wall that you planted it to. But as you're looking at it, whatever this creature is, it was definitely getting ready to lunge at you before you kind of reached around and tagged it.
What the hell is that?
Wait. Let me look. Again, analysis. This time, let's see, observation roll. And that's a success. So this time we're gonna ask, what is this one's purpose?
Yeah, so based on what you're looking at and it kind of being planted to the wall as it is, you're not sure. However, since you got a bit of information about what happened with the snake-like creatures, it was stated, especially amongst the science team, that a creature just like this, the one that you see in front of you, was described as being on the face of the colonist who came back in and was the first infected Russ.
Okay. Oh, this is just like that thing that was on that guy that when they brought him in. I got to see it firsthand, so I would know. So, man, you're lucky, because that thing probably would have just latched right onto your face if you hadn't gotten it.
Yeah, I read those reports. Lucky shot, I guess, but good thing.
You see this right here? This is sulfuric acid in its blood. How cool is that? These things, they're like a silicon-based life form. I'm boring you guys. I'm sorry, but like, it's my life's work.
No, I love it. So, like, it sounds like Singleton, and after hearing the bolt fire off, kind of came back. Holroyd, John, did you come back?
Pudding.
Pudding. I'm going to take that as a pudding. Okay. So we'll discuss that here momentarily. Hold on. I'm going to ask Brent in chat. Do you have Discord on your phone? We can just talk at you and it'll work.
We can describe things in beautiful rendered detail.
What do you mean?
Oh, not you. Welcome back. So, did Holroyd, like, you heard a bolt gun go off and everybody kind of turned and went back that way. Would you have continued on towards the intercom to hear what was happening with the screaming person?
No, I would have turned back around.
Oh, okay. Everybody went back and checked it out. Facehugger has been bolted to the wall.
Yeah, definitely. Formerly live specimen trumps screaming intercom.
Live specimen, and you look at it and it like does its last death twitch. You're like, formerly live.
Live specimen. Man, these aren't that bad to deal with though. Maybe we can catch one live.
Yeah.
If we got one live, I could learn so much more from this.
It is pinned to the wall. Well, it actually would eventually just slough off because it melts the bolt and it melts the wall it's attached to.
I was about to say, Holroyd grabbed by the tail and he said, "Do you want a specimen?" Just rips it right off the bolt.
Don't touch it. It will burn through you. But once we figure out a good way to contain these things, can you imagine what we could do, like just with the knowledge of the properties of its skin? There's so much we could learn from these things.
Well, why don't we imagine that when we're not under threat of dying to them, maybe?
It's just fun.
You know, it's cool. I give you that, but let's
not that bad.
Think about that after the fact. You know, let's make sure people are still alive, have their guts about them.
Maybe cover your face. I'm gonna pull my shirt up over my nose and
that'll definitely work. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
You'd hear an oh fuck, and then you hear the intercom kind of a static and go silent.
I do want to let you guys know that the one that we heard before, the scary sound, was not one of these guys.
Great, there's more. Day's just getting better and better.
Yeah, these aren't the ones you gotta worry about.
Okay, I wasn't gonna bring it up before, but as we're getting through this and seeing what's going on, there was a distress call from the bar, Billy's bar. I figured they could handle it, but we might want to check it out. I'll leave it up to the group. I don't want to be the one just giving orders every time. It's y'all's live as well.
How much do I like Billy from Billy's bar?
There is no Billy in Billy's bar. It's just called Billy's bar.
How much do I like the guy who runs Billy's bar?
I guess he's fine.
Is it an actual bar?
Yeah. with alcohol.
Okay.
Is it an
everywhere.
actual building?
There could have been anyone there. Like, we don't know who. It could be our best friend or our worst enemy. We don't know till we go, right?
Hey, worst
I'm
case scenario, I mean,
cool
we did
skipping.
walk like miles. We could probably use a drink.
Did y'all hear that scream over the intercom though?
Yes, that is
What?
one. We don't know where it's coming from. We don't know who's affected by what. And I know there was a distress call, so.
If you move into B1, B1 is just offices. This is offices for the official colony workers. It's likely that Macweir, your desk is located somewhere in this mess. However, it looks completely fucked. It literally looks like someone ran in here and just started flipping desks over for no reason, right? Like probably something that Macweir during work hours has dreamt about, but now it's a realization, right? The whole place is a fucking mess.
Can I walk over to my? Is there anything of value on my desk that it would be useful in this situation? I guess is what
Not
I'm saying.
in particular. What you would know though is that above you is the command crew quarters, and this is where kind of the Wayland Yutani kind of higher up types would be, like where they sleep and where they live. You know that they have in that area an armory, which could be beneficial. You also would note, as you're kind of looking around your desk and everyone is kind of looking around B1, it does sound like something is walking around upstairs. Someone is walking around upstairs. I guess I said it.
Like in the infirmary kind of area?
No,
Or
above you in block B2,
Up B block.
there is
okay.
yeah, there's like a second floor. It sounds like there's someone up there.
Gotcha.
It's probably not one of us. I think everybody's probably going towards, the not evac, but safety, shelter in place zone.
Not to be
Probably
a Debbie
best to avoid
Downer,
it.
but we don't know what these creatures are. What if they're the ones that are causing everybody to meet up? Like, what if one of them somehow got access to Mother and sent out the distress call for us to meet there?
Don't think they have quite that capacity.
Also, these alarms are usually monitored by, password, whatever.
Like a key card I think someone used once.
We know they can infect people, and just what if they took over somebody?
That is a good point.
It's not that kind of infection. It's more parasitic. Just using the host to grow their specimen, and then they essentially hatch from your body like an egg.
Ew.
Straight out the chest.
So there's
You
no
watched it happen.
intelligence whatsoever?
I mean, it's like from what we've seen, it's more like a snake or a crocodile. Like they're hungry, they go after it, they try to attack things, or they run away. It's about it. That's, I mean, from the one that we observed.
Macweir, you put forward a good question, though. And if you were looking for intel, it would be corporate. And you know that the corporate offices are on the second floor as well. However, they're over top C1. So they'll be in C2. If you were looking for that kind of information, the first place Macweir would think to look would be the corporate offices.
So, out of character, do we know that the armory is around here, or is it just my character?
Macweir would know that.
Okay.
The laboratory's probably got some cool stuff we could use.
If they would share that, I would definitely like to be armed.
Got a lot of tech and stuff in the laboratory, I'm sure.
If you want to head to the laboratory, just south of where you're at.
I think it'd be a good idea to pick up some of our, notes and shit like that.
Are these notes related to what's going on, or is this
Some
research
of them.
that you've done about it?
I mean, some of it. But there's also, like, plenty of laboratory equipment we have in there. Did we have? We didn't have a spell. We didn't have any live.
Do you have
But-
respirator masks in there?
That's a question for John.
Yeah, there are probably respirator masks in there.
Yeah. Okay.
But if
Yeah,
if you're kind of like saying that and kind of heading over to, there's kind of a breach divide, right? So there's a segment in between B1 and E1 where there's two doors, like a double lock system. So you're kind of walking over there. You're using your password to open that first door and kind of like, getting ready to move in that direction. And as you enter into that space, the intercom kind of like cackles a bit, and you hear oh, I don't know how long that door's going to hold, man, coming from the intercom. And as that's being said, you kind of like look up a bit, Sig, and you can see that in the porthole of the door in front of you, you can see kind of like a flashing of light inside of the laboratory, and you see the shadow of about a 7 to 8 foot tall humanoid creature with an elongated head moving about with a very long tail kind of coming off the back of it. As you look over in its direction, it doesn't seem to be like looking or directed at you. It reaches up its arms, which are about 5 foot in length themselves, grabs onto a ventilation portion of the ceiling, and lifts itself up into the ceiling, disappearing from sight.
Only Sig sees
Okay.
it.
Only Sig sees that. But everybody hears the intercom go, "Oh man, I don't know how long this door is going to hold."
Maybe on second thought, I don't think there's so much useful stuff in the laboratory. Why don't we just keep going towards
Well,
D
those
block and just try to get to the shelter in place?
Those
That's
masks.
a pretty
could
safe.
stop. Those masks could stop the crab thing.
I'm pretty sure everybody working in the lab probably grabbed them on their way out. I think it's fine. We should just go straight to the shelter in place.
Can we talk over the intercoms?
Yeah,
With,
you
like,
can
the
reply
people
to whoever's on the other side, sure.
Okay. I would like Hirsch would like to reply to that guy and say, "As long as you have faith, we will come get you."
Oh man! Oh, I thought everybody was dead. Oh my god! Who am I talking to?
Is it Hirsch?
Oh hey Hirsch, I thought you were out in the world. Oh man.
We broke down and then we came back.
Well, that was a stupid move. Everybody's dying out here. Crazy shit. One of the
Yeah, we just found that out.
One of those motherfuckers is outside the bar. This is Wes, by the way. Wes Osterman.
I gotcha. Yeah, we are getting armed up now. We'll be on our way as soon as we can. Just believe, brother.
All right, we'll do. I'll hold out here. And he'll cut the intercom.
Where is here?
Billy's bar.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Okay. I mean, the intercom told us to go to the shelter.
Okay. At this point, I don't think that's gonna help. I don't know what's going on, but we know that people are hiding in different places. Everyone's scattered. We have to try to help. We can do. We have an armory around here. You said, right?
Right above you.
Okay. Yeah.
It's upstairs where there are things.
There was
Big,
just
scary things.
a thing in the hallway, but Macweird took care of it.
What I mean.
No, I mean different things.
Why don't we go over to the block D1, see what's going on in that room area? That's where we need to go to get to the sub level, but we inspect over there, see what's going on, and then make a decision on going up or down. We need to try to help these people, though. At this point, everything's wonky. We have to do something.
Oh. Real quick, sorry. Can you do me a favor, Michael? Roll me a d6. I forgot about this when you shot the bolt gun. Okay. So if you roll a 1 on this roll every time you shoot it, that is how long your ammunition lasts. But the second you roll a 1, the bolt gun don't go bolt gun no more.
Like at all? Like it's
Yeah,
just...
you're out of ammunition.
Chance.
You have to
Oh,
find
okay.
you have to find ammo at that point.
Okay. Well, I hopefully will not be using it a lot.
But that's how the ammo system works in this game. If you have a gun, it works until you roll a 1 on the if it is still active or not.
I don't know if the bolt gun's gonna work on the other ones.
Yeah, I'm not relying on it.
You have to be really close to target whatever you're shooting at, and it only shoots once. So yeah.
So let me just lay this out though. So the guy from Billy is the one that was screaming, saying that don't know how long the door's gonna hold.
Yep.
And we think for some reason that we are, with our bolt gun, we are equipped to deal with something that's going to take down one of our interior lock doors.
No, I said we should go to D1 and inspect first. Then decide where to go. Whether it's up to the armory or back to Billy's bar or down.
Okay.
Is there a bulkhead type door or anything like in that connector going towards Billy's bar from where we are?
So yeah, basically this area near the post room leads into kind of a network of like exterior kind of facing tunnels or passageways that lead into these buildings. So you're technically outside at that point. Although you're not like outside.
Okay. Yeah. But is there a door like right where we're at where I could tell someone like, hey, let's shut that?
Oh, to the north? It's already
Like,
shut.
seal it, yeah. Okay, it's already sealed?
Yeah, all the doors appear to be shut.
Cool.
In fact, the door that she just opened, you had to like switch it to override a lock that had been put in place.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're shutting that again.
And putting it back into lock status. Yeah,
On
absolutely
second
fine.
thought.
No, we
Exactly.
need to start sealing the doors as we go. This one is secure for now. We can come back to it if we need to, if we want to go to D1. But we could also go up to the armory. What does everyone think?
I think the armory would be best because no matter the situation, we are out of luck if we can't fight back.
The armory, which block was the armory above?
B2, so it's directly over where you're at right now.
Okay, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but there is one, potentially two of the big ones right above us.
Like in the armory?
We heard one walking around up there. And then there was another one in the hall that just crawled its way up into the vents.
So Kimmy and also Holroyd. So John, I need the two of you to make observation rolls because everybody else is kind of talking about the situation. You two are kind of standing out to the side inside of this wrecked office area. Go ahead and make observation rolls. Panic. And no success. And then go ahead and give it to me, John.
You say I was rolling observation, or was I rolling a wits?
Observation, which means for you it'll tear down 2 wits. Okay, no successes. So, Kimmy, go ahead and roll a d6 and add 1. And that will be your panic roll as we start fucking with you guys.
I think we should move as fast
Oh,
as
it doesn't
we can
matter what you want to
to
do.
the shelter. I know, nobody's doing that.
You guys stayed in place for far too long.
You said add
I
one,
know.
so
Yeah,
five.
so 5. Okay, so 1 through 6 means you're keeping together. You managed to keep your nerves in check. Barely. However, this is the situation. We're going to do our first actual combat. Again, shooting a facehugger on a lucky 1 shot. Not a combat. Somebody seems to have drawn a card. They're bad for having done it. But I will go ahead and take that as my first xenomorph card. And this is my second. Alright. Then I'm going to give Kimmy a card, which is going to be 5. Just remember your number, okay? I'm going to give Brent a card, which is 1. I'm going to give Lark a card, which is 6. 7 for Michael. 10 for John, okay? So what that means is that's the turn order. Hirsch, you're going to be going first, and you'll be the only person that goes before the Xenomorph's first action. What that means is this is the scene. Everyone's kind of like talking, planning. We should do X, we should do Y. et cetera, et cetera. And no one's really looking at the ladder, they're just kind of talking about it. And it kind of misses the notice of Singleton and Holroyd as they're kind of listening to the conversation and becoming more in tune with that. Nobody sees the black, sleek creature slowly descend down the ladder and make its way directly behind Singleton. Stand up fully erect behind it, its mouth kind of like shaking with like just malice, and the inner mouth start to kind of come out. Except for Hirsch, who gets to go before the creature. You see that situation. This is what's happening. This is the scene. What would you like to do, Hirsch? You have a slow action and a fast action. Fast actions are like quick little things, movement, etc. And then slow actions are like big pow, doing something important.
Okay. Hirsch doesn't have any weapons, I don't
Right.
think. So the only thing I can think to do to help my teammates is I would like to try to like tackle it, and also like maybe while I'm tackling it, try to shut its mouth. You know?
Okay.
There
All
are
right.
desks and stuff too that you can use. I just want to point that out because we are in an office space.
He said what he said. We're doing
I know.
that. So I'm gonna have you, Brent. I'm gonna have you go ahead and make a close combat roll.
I can't roll it.
I know. I'm gonna click it for you. Is what I was
Thank
saying.
you.
So
You're good. I was just making sure.
you got 0 successes. Do you want me to push it?
Yes, please.
All right. You got a shit ton of successes. Okay, so the first thing is you're not really doing damage with this close combat because of the way you said it. You're trying to interject yourself and kind of push it back and get it out of the way of Singleton, right? You got 2 additional successes. Your options here are kind of limited because the amount of damage you can do with fisticuffs does not break a xenomorph's armor. So I'm not going to let you waste these extra successes on something that's going to be ineffectual. Okay? In the room that you are in, however, as mentioned, there are desks, there is a ladder, there is the passageway back out the way you came. There's a lot of different stuff kind of going on inside of this room. So those extra successes can be kind of pushed to slamming it over something and kind of causing it to topple and become prone and like lose its next turn, or kind of pushing it out into the hallway to hopefully try and get the door closed. That kind of shit. What do you want to try and do here? Just sky's the limit. I'll try and work with whatever you suggest, as long as it's not like I Shoryuken the guy and his head explodes or something wild like that.
That's not allowed.
Yeah, I
Now,
would
are you-
like to try to get it like maybe over a desk and kind of hopefully knock the desk on it to try to get it to lay down so we have a chance to run.
100%. So exactly what happens. You kind of rush it, slam to the side of it, and kind of look at Singleton and like, kind of get the fuck out of the way and kind of slam into it. It flips over, ass over tea kettle, over a desk, and as you're kind of hitting the desk, it pushes it onto it. So there's just this cluster of like spinning tail, sweeping like hands and legs, and like gnashing teeth that has a desk on top of it. That's your action. I'm assuming your move would have been taken as a part of that because you're kind of rushing at it, right?
Yeah.
During its turn, it's throwing the desk like in half, like it's just like slashing it with its tail and kind of getting back up onto its feet in the corner of this room. Whoever was on 5,
Oh, me.
what would you like to do?
Okay, I have a service pistol. I like to pull it and shoot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a ranged combat roll. And it is a service pistol.
Mm.
I'm looking at the M4A3 service pistol right now. That is 3 successes. Very good. Okay. Well, let's see. Xenomorph. This is a scout.
You said 3 successes. Am I reading that right? It says 0 on that roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3-5
Oh,
instead of 6
it is 0. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was
I
gonna say, am I
And
missing
one
something?
panic.
I apologize. I was looking at Hirsch's 3 successes because, again, it didn't drop it down. That is 0
Oh, okay.
successes and 1 panic roll. You can't push a panic. You're going to roll a d6 and you're going to add 1 to it.
Okay. Oh, my bad.
Okay.
2.
You manage to keep it together. You shoot. Bang, 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 bang. And, you're trying to hit it. Roll a d6 again. This is
Okay.
for ammunition.
Okay. A 1.
You dump the clip. You just boom, 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 and you kind of like hear the click on that last round that you fire. You absolutely just throw out every round in the damn thing. Okay.
Should have let John be mistaken.
Yeah.
How dare you be honest?
Never tell me I'm doing something wrong.
I just thought I was crazy. I was like, am I
No.
not understanding the game now?
You were understanding it perfectly. It was me who was a failure. Okay, who's on 6?
Me.
Oh, and Kimmy.
And
Did you want to back away as well?
Oh, yeah, I want to back away.
Okay, so that kind of leaves that leaves our boy Hirsch as kind of like the guy who's adjacent to it. I'll grab an alien token. Hold on.
Is it in the center of the room?
No, it's in the corner. Let me get it. Hold on. Where my xenomorph? Oh, that's a queen. That's a whole ass queen. This is one of these bad boys. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So maybe we run towards D block?
And so Singleton, you'd kind of like go over here.
Oh, wrong way, yeah.
Hirsch is kind of there. Macweir, you're kind of there. It works out. Spatial anomalies be damned. But yeah, run towards D block, somebody said.
Yeah. So Sig is gonna go to this door.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna. It's. You said it's closed. All these doors are closed.
Yeah.
Is opening a door free action?
No, it is a full action because, as we stated, they're locked.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna open it and run into this hallway, and whoever is the last one can close it.
No, let me express something really quick for you. On the
Yeah.
common level, the locks are
Yeah.
openable by any colonist. In more secure locations, like corporate areas, it's going to require either a corporate individual's card, a very high-level corporate individual's card, or a comms tech check. I forget what they're called. The skill in this
I
is
can
called.
do a comms tech check.
This one is not going to be a problem, but just for future
Okay.
reference.
Okay. So roll for comm tech.
No, I don't need it. You're getting right through this
Okay.
one. This is common level.
Okay. Why can't I select my character now? I
Sorry.
can't move it because it's behind Singleton.
I'll move. Here.
I don't know why I can't grab my token behind you. But anyways, yes. I am not equipped to deal with that thing, and I'm listening to Hirsch who said to run.
Okay, so 7 is...
Me.
You're up.
So is it still prone or?
Oh, no, it's up and Adam.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of just also follow suit, run towards that door, yelling at everyone, we need to go.
Okay.
Told you guys the big ones are nasty.
All right. On 9, Hirsch, you're going to be attacked by the creature. Bear with me here. So, this is what is known as a scout. For the best way to kind of describe it, it's still about 6-7 feet tall, as I mentioned, but they're a little more narrow than the ones that you'll see. They're also known as runners. It is going to attack. Someone roll a d6.
Not it.
I'm taking notes, sorry.
No worries. It kind of like gets up and kind of backs a bit and then kind of launches forward like wah, like happy birthday, and like jumps at you. Someone got that joke. It will grab at you, Hirsch. Let's see. Its base damage here. If it'll let me click the roll. There we go. There we go. Okay, just being a goober right now. But why? Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, that works. That's so weird. That'll work. So you're gonna take 1 damage, Hirsch. You are immediately dragged into its space, and it is going to take you with it to this C1. So it grabs Hirsch and just drags him away. You are prone. Anything you were holding in your hands is dropped, and I need you to make a panic roll. So it's a D6 plus your stress, which I've got here for you. 5, and what's Hirsch's stress level? Let's see.
I think it was 1 unless I gained 1.
You have 2. So that'll be a total of 7, which means that a thing happens. Panic and stress. So you have a nervous twitch now. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1. So everybody gain +1 stress.
I hope it's great.
No.
Right now.
Okay. All right, fine.
I don't think I would be stressed about this situation.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I would. That's my best friend.
I don't think I will be stressed about this situation.
It's my worst
Even
enemy.
though that is one of my
He's
good
my
friends.
rival too.
Hirsch is a good guy. He's just a little too good sometimes.
I think you're saying it wrong. Hirsch was a good guy. Who's on 10?
He's all right,
fair.
buddy. Me.
You're up.
I wouldn't be able to make it in there, would I?
Yeah, your movement can take you there. It'd be a fast action. You'd still have an action to take when you get to Hirsch and the creature.
And I'm just gonna fucking try to smash its head.
Okay, you rush forward, just throw blows. You should have an attack roll for it.
Which would that?
Let me double check.
Close combat?
Yeah, I think so, but androids have special shit. Hold on.
Yeah, I was trying to find.
I'd hope so.
No stress, can't push, never make panic rolls, suffer damage differently.
Maybe not.
Yeah, just close combat. I'll say you have a base damage of 2. But yeah, go ahead and make close combat. Okay, that's a success. Do you want to... Oh, you can't push. Okay.
Nope.
And if that's the case, let me just double check my scout here. That'll do some damage to it. Doesn't look like as much as you were hoping, but it does some damage to it. It's going to go ahead and, due to that, drop Hirsch.
You'll say let go of the Hirsch.
And it does. It'll cycle back around to Hirsch. Hirsch, it lets go. Like, it basically, the way I want to explain it to you, it like did the jump at you, kind of slammed you on your shoulders and pushed you down to the ground. Tail kind of whipped to keep you like there. It turned around and grabbed your ankle and then dragged you through the hallway, right? Then an android came in, punched it in the back of the head, and it let go of you and spun around to kind of face off against the android. That's the scene. So you're kind of like on the ground beneath Android the alien.
Like in between.
Like below. Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
in the mess. How would you like to proceed, Brent?
Okay. Okay. And this idea might be too stupid. But so like I seen its tail was pretty sharp when it, was using it against me.
Yeah.
Would there be a way I could like maybe try to stab it with its own tail?
Um,
Or am I like too far underneath of it to be able to try to
I
reach
would
around
say
on
the way
it?
that it's positioned would be very difficult. If you're
It
going
did turn
to
around.
if you're going to stay in the fight, you're kind of like, yeah, you're going to be in a mess of this, right?
Yeah.
I would say that like crawling out, you're either going to crawl out behind it and be inside a C1, or you're going to crawl out past Holroyd, and then you'll be in the hallway right near the door, like near the long hall door.
Okay. I'd like to crawl past Holroyd, and is there any way I can like? I don't know if I can ready an action
Yeah.
and try to shut the door when he gets through.
You sure can. So you basically get ready to plug it in. You look at Holroyd, and Holroyd's kind of like, fisticuffs with the alien. It doesn't look like that's going to go over very well for him. It'll go to the alien. John, go ahead and roll a d6. What'd you get?
But for damage.
What'd you get on the d6?
5.
Okay. Yeah. It is going to. I think that actually rolled out in the open. Its tail goes flying past you, Holroyd, because you're not a person. It's going to slam into
Oh my god.
your pal. It's going to do a shit ton of damage. It's going to go ahead and state that that stamina roll is needed now. You're going to take 1 damage, Hirsch, and then roll a stamina roll. And I got you. Hold on. I feel bad.
No, my Hirsch.
I feel bad rolling for players, but what are we gonna do? Okay.
My Hirsch.
There's a success there. It's not ideal. Okay. So as far as panic goes, nobody else is in there besides the android. So you guys are not technically in range because you're moving in that direction, the opposite direction, which is smart, by the way. So there's nothing here that's stopping you from succeeding. You're just gaining an additional stress, Hirsch, and you now have a tremble, which means that all skill rolls in this fight or all agility skill rolls are going to get -2. But that's not super important because it'll go to Holroyd. Do you back out? John, does Holroyd go through the doorway?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was my. Yeah.
Okay, the second that happens, that'll trigger Hirsch's action. He's got the tail stuck in him. He slams it shut. The door slams shut and will actually cleave the tail off of the creature, which will fall out of Hirsch as he kind of like backs away from the door. It didn't really like slam through him. It kind of like cut into his clothes and kind of caught him a bit.
Can I pick up the tail?
It looks like it's kind of already starting to bleed acid, but I mean...
Oh, never mind.
Yes?
Never mind. I forgot. Never mind.
Hirsch will then fall over because he's completely paralyzed.
That's not good.
No, he succeeded. Yeah, he succeeded once. He could stay up one more round. That's it. Now he's paralyzed and unconscious. Do you grab him and take him with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
assume it's no issue for me to pick him up over my shoulder.
Correct. You have a strength of like 7 or 8. You've got
Yeah.
it. But everybody else, while that was happening, you were continuing to move for D block, right? Macware, Singleton, and Sig.
Yeah,
Yep.
opposite.
Yeah, I would be checking the next door to see if there's anything on the other side of it.
Okay.
If there is one.
Yeah, I'd probably be looking behind me, but I'm still moving.
Macware, if you do that, you kind of go to the door that would have been between the second door and them, and at that point, you kind of look that way. You would see Holroyd with apparently comatose Hirsch over his shoulder, heading towards you. Once you guys breach through that door, you'd shut it behind them, and then Sig, you'd be opening the door and heading into D block, just as they're kind of getting in. Okay. D block is the recreation and family services area. It's schoolrooms, gyms, game rooms, quiet rooms, conference rooms. It's where town hall is typically gathered. The entire place is deserted. However, this is a pretty communal space, so you know that there might be some tools here that are necessary. Sig, you have a med kit, right?
Yep.
You would recognize...
I'm gonna go...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna go check out Hirsch if I can. See if there's any way to patch him up.
Give me a medical aid roll, since you have a med kit.
Where the heck is that? There you go. Don't fuck it up.
Success.
I didn't fuck it up.
So, yeah, you basically put a shot of adrenaline right into Hirsch, and it's like it's like Pulp Fiction style crazy shit.
Slap one of those blowout patches on him from the wars.
Now, if anyone wants to search this area, you can. Just give me an observation roll, and everybody can do it.
I'd like to look for a weapon.
Yeah, I understand.
Anything useful.
So, yes, Singleton, you're kind of like, that fucking just happened. And still kind of like, a bit deterred there. Sig, you are like slam the shot in and kind of like, okay, and then fucking like,
I love this is just a zombie survival game at this point. Okay, so we got the
you accidentally got the adrenaline like went right through his body into your wrist somehow. It's like, oh, I'm the one.
It's all the anxiety, okay? My type has a lot of anxiety. So I shoot him up. I'm looking around. I'm going like,
So
do we have
Macware,
this is the rec area.
Macware, go ahead and roll 2d6. And then, Sig, go ahead and roll 3d6.
9.
3d6.
All right. You kind of are looking around. You don't know what you're looking for, but you do find a power cell. And next to it, you find a motion tracker.
4, 2, and 6. So that's a 12 together.
Mm-hmm. So you can choose either a 6, an 8, or a 10. Which one of those would you like?
Let's go for the 8.
Okay. You find another med kit.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be patching up.
And next to it, a pack of
bad
cigars.
situation.
The cigars are probably not super important, but you do find them.
I'm sure we can find a use for this. Tobacco is useful in certain situations.
Go ahead.
Is there a place for me to record those items, or
Bottom right corner is where your gears put in. I think you can
it's
edit.
gear? Okay. Because there's like tiny items section.
Yep. That'll work. Obviously, fucking Hirsch can't do searching because recovering from near death and paralysis. But did you want to search Holroyd?
Oh, I didn't know I could.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You guys are here for a little bit. Everybody's kind of looking around.
Oh, I see that we're there now. Okay, I thought we were still up. Do.
You technically
Search
are here.
What's search again? Observation?
Observation, yeah. Go ahead and roll 2d6. Okay. So since that one's already been rolled, just go ahead and roll me one more d6. Okay. So you find a cutting torch.
Hell yeah.
Right on.
Do you need to get that to
From the
me, or
welding
can
class?
this?
Yeah, you can add it to your gear.
A welding torch from the community welding class.
Okay. So searching around the area, you have the east lock, which will allow you to exit the facility and go back out into the wild if you wanted. And then there's this the ladder that goes down, and the ladder also goes up.
In the time they're searching, would Hirsch's talent be able to activate or no?
What does Hirsch's talent say?
It says if you're in a safe place for turns round or something along that lines, it reduces stress by 2.
That's actually really funny. So it's called banter. What you're kind of like coming to, like you're getting feeling back into your arms and your legs. What do you think that Hirsch would be kind of like, saying to kind of like lighten the mood?
Well, guys, I tackled it pretty well, so we can obviously fight these things. I'm sure we got this.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you really had it.
Hirsch, man, I love you, but that is not sound logic.
You're laughing at him, but his benefit is
You sure had it, buddy.
Everybody's stress level decreases by 1.
That is nice.
That's so good. So down to 2.
Holroyd just yes, buddy, you sure had it.
Yeah, everybody's stress level decreases by 2.
I didn't help
your
at
stress
all.
level and the stress level of it drops 2 steps instead of 1 for the rest. Gotcha. You're right.
Wait, so we all get 2 less?
2 less.
Oh shit, 0.
Oh, nice.
You've been
I
a
feel
I get
much safer
negative?
now
Do I
that
get
we're
negative?
away from the thing. I would like to keep moving because standing around is not great with these things.
Do I go negative stress?
You can't have stress.
I know, I'm messing with you.
So are we going down?
We're gonna check the ladder first, but yeah.
Okay. It appears to be.
We have to keep moving.
It appears to be sturdy. The ladder.
Holroyd, would you like to do the honors and go ahead of us?
Certainly, I love to serve.
Okay. So
That's concerning, but right now it's working to our benefit.
It's a little sad sounding, but yeah.
Right?
He's synthetic.
I know, but
Yeah.
still.
Don't you like? Never mind. This is a conversation for later. Let's keep going.
once you get down there, you'll see that there's an intercom system and the like. And then inside of the maintenance bay, which is where you were kind of told to go, you would note that this space kind of has a very musky smell to it. And it has a very kind of just strangely damp nature to the space. That's not normal. Some of you actually have housing down here. This is not what it's supposed to look like. When you enter into the maintenance bay, the doors are torn apart. The ceiling and floor panels look like they've been shredded apart as well. There are the mutilated bodies of some of your friends. If stress is something that you can gain, you now gain one. As you see, just sickly blood, drag marks. It definitely looks like a lot more people were here, and some of their parts were left behind. Do you understand what I'm saying to you with that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
There's acid burning, and there's like still a fizz and kind of a pop and an acrid smell in the ground. And yeah, it's definitely a mess. You kind of search the area. in this time, and you would see that there is, quite a mess to it. If you would like to stay here and search, I'm going to tell you what that means. There's no observation roll required. You'll find whatever's here, but taking the time to do it and searching through the mess means you're going to gain an additional stress level. So, I only need...
I think this is a bad place, and
So no to
maybe we
you.
should... Yeah.
Anybody want to take the time? Because again, they'll move on and head where they're going, but you'll take a second to kind of gather yourself and like go through the remains to find what you can.
What do you mean remains to find what you can? Like,
Oh yeah, so they'll be kind of moving
Searching
on
corpses?
to wherever they go. You're going to be going and staying for a second by yourself. Yeah.
okay, because I mean, I figure maintenance bay is Singleton besides the vehicle bay would be like the home, but she would feel like she needs a weapon or something.
So she's staying and she's searching.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Macweir?
Just for a minute.
I wouldn't be searching. I would kind of like wince and move on. Kind of
Same.
what it is what it is.
Same as Sig. And Holroyd, are you going with the leader? It looks like Macweir's heading off, staying with them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I'm leaving.
Hirsch, what about you?
Yeah, Hirsch will
Needs a
hold
weapon.
on to his cross and say a quick prayer. Then he'll start digging for a weapon as well.
Okay. So Hirsch and Sig will gain +1 more stress. And then the
No,
two of you...
Sig will not.
Not Sig, sorry,
Sig's not
Singleton.
staying.
Singleton, sorry. Apologies. I got the names wrong. But you find the 3 following items. An M41A pulse rifle, an M4A3 service pistol, and an M240 incinerator unit. All of them are empty.
Well, you can find ammo along the way, right?
Hopefully.
You got this.
What?
You got the pulse rifle, and you're like, yeah, like this is like my service rifle when I was a Marine. And then the service pistol, Singleton's like, yeah. And then, the incinerator unit also is present. But were you folks who were leaving moving deeper into the space? Because the maintenance bay is kind of where you needed to be. Are you moving deeper into the underground, or are you going back the way you came?
I'm just going where they're pointing me.
Oh, for sure.
My instinct says to go back the way we came and then head up towards Billy's bar, because that thing it probably went into the vents or something to try to follow us or find something else to eat. I doubt that it's just sitting right where we left it.
Okay.
It does have half a tail.
It does have half a tail.
Are you saying that or just thinking it?
I am saying
Saying
that.
Okay.
I'm saying it.
I mean, I do agree. I don't think that these things, whatever it is, like it's gonna be moving.
And
we
as
could
much as
confuse it.
Billy, whoever that person is at the bar, says that they're not sure if the door is going to hold much longer, it's been holding, so there's actual survivors there. Maybe there's a way to stay alive.
I still agree. I want to go back and try. At least see what's going on with them.
Does that ladder also go like up to the higher level, the second level?
It sure does.
Do we want to try cutting across the armory on our way and then drop down into Billy's, or?
Didn't you say there was something up there, maybe? Or do
Yep.
you think
Well,
that
they're
was
all over
that?
the place. They're in the vents. They're going up and down as they will. So walking across any place is going to be as dangerous as the next.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. Might as well.
Once you guys
Only place
regroup
we
in the
know
ladder room and make the plan to go up, as the last two kind of come in with the weapons, the two of you would hear the same sound you heard and see, that weird tapping sound coming from the ceiling inside of the maintenance bay. So you kind of leave that space and are hearing that behind you as you make your way out. That's for Singleton and for Hirsch.
Is the tapping like any kind of rhythm or pattern,
You-
or is it just?
You encountered it and saw it. You know exactly
It's
what it is.
scuttling.
It is the literal
Okay.
like walking of the face huggers as they're moving inside of the space.
They
Okay.
scuttle.
I was trying to suss out if it was like a communication method.
Nope. It's them following you.
Yes.
But you're heading up to D2, is that right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
Nothing bars you from doing so. So you do make it all the way up that way. It's a bit of a a ladder climb for sure. But once you're in the higher level of Block D, it too is more recreation space. This will afford you, if you want to take another moment, again, delaying. If you would like to do that, you can continue searching for gear. If not, you can go ahead and move on to where you would like to go from here.
Would this area, is this another one that would give us more stress if we search, or is searching just a stressor in general?
What searching does is it delays you. And so things that are happening on a time scale kind of speed up for me as you're searching. So there are certain beat points that'll happen at certain times. Like if we make it to 10 o'clock tonight and you aren't, in a safe place, you all die. Like that's just what happens. So just as a heads up. Go ahead.
With all the scuttling about and stuff, it's probably best to move out of this area.
Okay, so what you'll notice about D is that it does not have any connective parts that lead out into the higher portions. It's kind of its own like subset. So you can't actually move from the floor 2 of D out onto any other space. Effectively, it is
Is there
free
anything
floating.
else coming from the? Is there anything else coming from the intercoms right now?
No. The beacon for Billy's is still like red, still flaring. But after having a conversation with Hirsch, I believe, like he's kind of keeping quiet and trying to stay safe.
Yeah.
That might change, but right now that's what's happening.
Okay, then we have to go down to first level.
Okay, who's going
Man,
down?
I wish I could remember schematics.
Who's going down first?
Holroyd.
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 I'm telling him every time.
Okay, so Holroyd, when you make your way down, what you'll notice is that tapping sound seems to be very present coming up from the sub basement or the sub level. It sounds like whatever is causing it is kind of moving around. If you want to peek out that way to see what's going on, you can. Or if you want to just move past it without issue, that's also an option. That's you, John.
Oh, yeah, I keep moving forward.
Okay. So, once in Block D, and as you continue moving, who is at the back of the line?
Not it. I am in the middle. I am baby.
Yeah, I would not be it. I'm very confident as a leader, so I would at least be right behind Holroyd, probably.
Okay.
I'd probably be in the back watching the back, trying to, help
Okay.
the team go forward.
I'm
Hirsch.
probably second to last.
Hirsch. Similar situation to what happened with MacWeir. You hear the tapping, and when you turn to look over in that direction, what you would see is it does look like maybe about 5 meters away, kind of down the hallway, once you kind of start making your way out of D block, heading back to B block, you can see a small crab-like thing kind of scuttling across the ground. It's not chasing you down. It seems to just be like slowly stalking you.
Yeah, I'll tap the person in front of me and be like, "Hey, something's following us. It seems like a small crab thing, like the one that they killed earlier."
And when
pass
they
it forward.
come to look that way and confirm what that you just explained, they would see that there are actually 2 of them.
What I would give to keep one alive, though, like so much to do with
Do you shut the door after opening it and kind of seal it out the way you did before? Okay. If so, you bar the facehuggers from kind of like engaging you, and you move back into B1.
With like a very strong duffel bag or something to catch one of these motherfuckers in.
For sure.
Anyway.
Resistant duffel bag.
What? Well, I'm sure we have plenty of stuff in the lab I could use, but like, anyways, we could try to go up to the armory now. We have guns, we just don't have bullets, I guess.
Yeah, they were all empty.
Yeah. In my experience, guns without bullets don't really work. So, let's
Yeah. Pistol whipping, I don't think is going to be an effective maneuver against that thing.
Yeah, with what's going on, I say we just go up and risk it here. Anything is a risk, so at least we might get guns.
Okay. You head up B1 to B2, and upon arriving at the top, what you will note is that, bear with me here, the command crew quarters, which is the upper level of Haley's Hope's central block. It consists of an office, operational ready room, and the armory. The block is key card locked for command personnel only. So I need a Comtech roll to breach that door. This door, because it is a bulkhead door and it's like a secure door, does not have like a port access that you can see through. So there's no knowing what's on the other side.
Alright, who's got good Comtech? I'm at a 3 for mine. And I've got 2 stress.
I've got 1.
I think you're the person.
You're back when I'm listening.
I think I'm the person too. Let's do it.
That's a success.
Yeah.
So, with that, you will open the door. When you open the door, you will see that the floor paneling in kind of the center area looks like it's damaged. What you'll notice too is that above where you're at when you come up to the top, it looks like there is a shaft that goes from the inner block to the ladder access. And it looks like something was inside of this space and exited out of that passageway to climb down the ladder. So you're pretty sure that the thing that was walking around up here was in fact the scout that fucked up Hirsch. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let's...
Yeah. The other thing you'll note is that the armory is present, and inside you can see that it has the charts and rosters of like the security detail. It is a heavy door, but it does look like it has been left open. If you are wanting to hide inside of the armory space, you could close it. It is a very heavy door, so it would be very hard to break. And it looks like there's one Armat Model 37A2 12-gauge pump shotgun inside, and one 357 Magnum revolver. Each of them have 2 reloads, and that's all that remains in the armory.
No bullets or
No
anything?
bullets for the pulse rifle. It looks like there are slots where pulse rifles were. They're gone.
Awesome. I'm useless with weapons. So who's a good shot?
Who wants the
He
shotgun?
only got, what is that, 4 tries?
Who wants the revolver?
I'll take a shotgun.
Okay.
I'd like the revolver.
Okay. What I will say is that the shotgun, it's smooth. It looks like it has similar kind of styling to the underbarrel like launcher on the pulse rifle. So yeah, it's very easy, similar styling, and the 357 Magnum revolver is just a bigger hand cannon of a service pistol. And when I say it has 2 reloads, what that means is if you roll and you fuck up and you don't have any more bullets in the gun, like Kimmy did, you can then use an action on the next turn to reload it and then continue firing on the subsequent turns. So, revolver and shotgun acquired. Out of B2, there is a passageway that leads over top C2, if you want to go that route. There's also a passageway that heads to the med lab and science labs to the south. Unfortunately, there is not a direct access to A2 from here.
So maybe going down that ladder at C2 and then heading north up to the bar.
Sounds good.
We'll head to the Winchester.
Okay.
Have ourselves a couple pints. Wait for this whole thing to blow over.
When you get to C2, it is apparently the Weyland-Yutani offices here. And it does look like it definitely has a mess, but it looks as though there is kind of like a window view with kind of like a gloomy view of LV-426. You can see that the office of the supervisor, Al Simpson, is present here. And in the northeast corner, the office that used to belong to someone else but was taken over by Miranda Reynolds is also here. Anybody interested in either of those?
I think they should probably search them, assuming we don't know where they're at. They might be hiding somewhere in there. We can get the key cards and hopefully maybe we can get on their ship and fly away.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in searching around there.
Okay, which office do
I
you want to
like
search?
that idea.
MacWeir, since you're the leader, which one do you want to search first?
I would say Reynolds first.
Okay, and then Hershey, we're going with MacWeir.
Sadly, yeah.
Anybody else?
If Macro's going, I'm going.
All right.
I think it's dumb to split the group, so we're all. I'm going with the group.
Okay. And since Holroyd's kind of in the back, he'll kind of make sure that nothing comes up behind you or anything crazy. So when you enter into Reynolds' office, you would see that there is a person sitting in the chair, facing away from the door, kind of looking out towards the window. Just seems to be quietly sitting there with their head down, maybe snoozing. A small ventilation grill overhead has been battered free, and the vent itself is twisted as if something, whatever exited, could barely fit through it. When you come over to the chair to check, you would see that Reynolds' keycard hangs around her neck on a Weyland-Yutani lanyard. However, she is dead. Looks like she has been brutally murdered. Looks like her chest has been torn in half. And it almost looks as though something slammed something very sharp and very quick into her face. Everybody who sees that... go ahead. Sorry.
When you say torn in half, from the inside or from the outside?
No. It kind of looks like something slammed into it and like ripped it open like a can opener.
Okay, so from the outside.
Yeah, for sure. But since you saw that and it's horrific, gain a stress level.
I just say,
Or addicted to
also,
stress.
like in character, just say, fucking prick deserved it. It's kind of mumbling. That.
You have no idea.
Anybody have anything else they want to do with her? Again, mentioning her keycards hanging from her neck.
Oh, I'm taking that key card, yeah.
You reach down and grab the lanyard and kind of pull it off of her broken frame, and you gain another level of stress when you realize it looks like the lanyard and the key card, or the key card specifically, has been damaged and is no longer functional.
A bitch even in death.
However,
fuck you, Weyland-Yutani.
Silver lining, on the desk near a bunch of Reynolds' splattered blood is a small handheld comms device. It looks like it is linked, and it looks like it is linked to a Dr. Comiskey. There is a light blinking on it. It looks like Comiskey has been desperately trying to call Reynolds for help. And according to this comms device, they are located inside the med lab.
I definitely grab that device.
Oh my God! Who is this? Where's Reynolds?
Reynolds is out of service at this point.
Oh! I'm in the med lab. I need out. I need evac. I need evac now. I need evac now. Oh! Shh! Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Shh!
They've been decommissioned.
We can come get you.
Shut up! You hear a kind of sound, and
Sir, are you in trouble, sir?
and
I'm gonna rip it.
you see the comms
Mute.
device
Mute.
go off. The comms device gets shut off.
Yeah.
The communication is severed.
They're
Well-
being hunted.
I wonder what he's
you
so worried
know,
about.
You know, I was I'm fine with that.
You
You know, I'm fine with that too.
I was wanting to give them some justice myself, but I
Well,
think we're
We've
okay.
been agreeing a lot today. This is kind of getting scary.
so you know where she's you know where she's located, and as mentioned, she is one of two people who has a key card that allows access to the shuttle.
Yeah.
We have a motion tracker. Why don't we see if the motion tracker picks up like a lot or a little?
Do you
things
flick it
in
on?
that Direction.
It's just like.
I'm not the one that's holding
Oh, so is it like a motion tracker? Like I can just turn it on and it tells me around where we're at?
Oh gosh, have you seen Aliens? Oh, no. This is what it does.
Just like Aliens.
Yeah, it's just like the Aliens movie. Yeah, these are exactly the same
Yeah.
ones. So it basically, Michael, you're looking at a display, right? And it sends out a ping
Oh,
on the
yes.
screen, and you'll see little dots near to where you're located.
6,000 dots.
And
Okay.
when you do that, there is one dot directly over top of you that does not count for the people who are in the room with you. With that being seen, I want to know what your immediate response is to that happening.
This is literally it. I just put it in the.
We have to
Oh,
go.
it was Shim. It was Shim.
Shimba.
We have to
Shim.
go. We have to move.
Okay.
Okay, so in this quick moment, do you wish to try and retreat and hide inside of this office space, or are you just running, getting the fuck out of here?
Armory, big door.
Yeah, I'd probably be moving towards that actually, if we're right next to that door.
Okay, so
Armory, big door. Tuck in the corner. Make sure we're out of sight.
I want for everybody, since you're kind of trying to do it with a bit of a hustle, but you're also trying not to be kind of caught out, I would like for everybody to make a mobility roll.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Kimmy. You've been rolling terrible tonight.
Only successes over here.
Did mine go?
Kimmy, roll a
No.
d6.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
It's just in preparation for a real game.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
You managed to keep
I'm
it together.
tripping over shit.
You're not panicking. The main thing is that most of you succeeded, and that's the important part for these kind of tests. So I will say that because I think messing with the people who failed on that is the best. So Sig and Singleton, you're kind of in the back as everybody's kind of rushing out, and you kind of look behind you, and what you see is that broken out vent from above. You see an alien drop down, kind of hanging from the ceiling with its legs, reach down and grab Reynolds' body and lift. And you can actually hear the flesh and the muscle pulling away from the bottom half, and it lifts the top portion into the ventilation with it. Both of you gain one stress.
That's when you get to 10.
Oh, it's plus 10 to your 10 extra dice, 10 opportunities for panic, and plus 10 to your panic rolls.
Okay.
There's literally a panic roll that says you die of a heart attack. That's it. You just can't take, your body can't take it anymore. You fucked up. Okay, so you move back into the armory area. You wait a bit quietly ready to close the door if necessary, but nothing comes after you. And the motion detector doesn't seem to be showing anything. However, there is a ping kind of right at the edge of your sight if you're looking to the north or you're looking to the south. The north seems like it's around Billy's bar, and it actually looks like it might be 2 signals. And then to the south, there's one that seems to be kind of like prominently bright, but it seems to be covering up something that's smaller. And that's
something
right.
That's smaller is our key card.
And that's right when the intercom blares, and you hear, "Oh God, fuck! Oh fuck! It broke the door! Oh shit!" And then you hear, "Ah!" And then you hear screaming and a hissing and a horrible sound of Mr. Man at the Billy's bar getting terribly and horribly ripped to shreds. Everybody who hears it, you already know, gain another level of shreds.
Now they're being
Hirsch,
decommissioned.
Fuck.
Hirsch, I don't think you got one of your cool little war stories in these trying times, do you?
Well, there was this one time, but I promised not to talk about it, and if I talk about it, I'll be in deep trouble, so...
I think we're all in deep trouble right now.
Well, there goes having
Even
a
worse.
pint.
My
I mean,
wife
the
will
likelihood
find out.
that we're all going to die is very large.
So the question is, do we wait for them to kill and possibly kill the scientist and possibly destroy the other key card in the process, possibly also not, and then move out of that area and then go down there? Or do we go down there and try to deal with the alien? I mean, we could maybe try to get it locked into one of the, like the morgue or something like that. But we
I
need
think
that
the
key
best
card.
bet would be to get the key card, yeah. So if us having to distract the alien is what gets us the key card, I mean, I think it would be better than risking the key card being destroyed and being fucked either way.
Yeah, if the key card is destroyed, we're all screwed. So.
Yeah. Well, how are we doing this? If I recall, there's a side room right on the other side of the double lock door. So on the, you through one door, through another door, there's a side room. Could we possibly try to get into that side room and then maybe devise a like distraction ring where we can try to draw it into the double lock area?
Yeah, you could.
Because those rooms all open to each other. Like, it creates a circuit.
But I'll express
Except
something.
for don't go on the left side.
I'm going to express something very clearly here, too. Remember that this was a lockout room, the B2, the corporate offices, and it pushed its way through the ceiling and around the door to come down to get to you. And that was the smaller one, the scout, that did that.
Yeah.
The one that's now running around like a lizard with no tail.
Mm-hmm.
How do these comm systems work?
They're intercom.
Like, can you
can plug them and you can call any intercom in the space.
So we could call to another intercom in another part of the building, so they would hear the voice there and hear voices, and it would maybe draw them to that area.
It might work. Again, it might work. That is something you could try.
But we would also have to make noise where we are to do that.
Not if Polaroid plugs into it, right?
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Well,
Could Holroyd plug into it and, like, I mean, he's a computer. And
Not
just
remotely.
Make it...
Yeah, not remotely. He'd have to be there.
He walks up to it and he goes, beep, 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 beep. This is a distraction. This louder.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Perfection.
Oh no, you're gonna get us all fucking killed.
So you're again on the
Maybe.
second floor. Keep that in mind. So remember what you know about the first floor. That's obviously true. On the top floor is where the med lab is for E2, and also the command center.
That's where that person is?
Wait. Let's try to draw it over here.
You know that they're in Block
Um,
E. You do not know if they're on the first or second floor because you didn't have a lot of time to talk to them because they are currently playing
They said
Alien
that they-
Isolation.
They said that they were in the med lab. Med lab's second floor.
Did they?
They did say that they were in the med lab.
They said that they were in the med lab. Correct.
So that's second floor.
They didn't say second floor. They just said they're in the med lab. If that's what you're
Oh,
going
is
with,
the med lab on both floors?
floors.
it's
it's
the
both
chief
floors. I
medical
think it was
office
one
is
of the med
below. That is true.
Yeah.
It's kind of sectioned,
Okay.
but it's not the med lab. So she either
Yeah.
meant where she's at, or she is
You've gone there
stupid.
on E1 too.
And
Or
she-
We
she's
decided not
stupid.
to.
Yeah, and keep in mind, she hasn't been here for very long. She just arrived recently. So, again, it's your call how you want to proceed. I'm not tipping my hand here. I've given you the information that I can give you.
Where was the ping?
If you kind of move closer to that door, that hallway, it is definitely inside of E2 on this floor.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it was probably kind of here-ish, like in the med lab.
Right there.
Hold on, I've actually got a token for this.
Like hallway or in the med lab?
It appears to be in the med lab.
Okay.
I'm placing the ping now. Do you want to watch it for a little while?
No, I think it might be on this floor because if you go into the bottom floor, which I am very well acquainted with the labs, you'll notice that there's no like clear doorways that could be. Let's see, these are all open corridors, right? Unless, so there's only one. The med lab is the only one that actually has a door to it.
For sure.
Like somewhere in there, I would guess. Whereas all of these down here, this is all open spaces. It wouldn't be something that you could just block off.
I'm going to ask, and again, I'm not going to front load the thing, so I just get like genuine what you're thinking about doing. So, Sig, you're focusing on the motion tracker. That's what you're currently doing.
Mhm.
Roll me a D3, by the way. Motion tracker has a battery. You do have backup batteries, but got to see if
A
it's.
D3?
Yep.
How do you
D6. Roll a D6 and we'll just have
roll
it.
D6. Okay.
Okay, so it's still on. It is not turned off at this time. Hirsch, what are you doing in the moments while Sig is checking the motion tracker?
I'm assuming this wouldn't count for my talent, so probably
No.
just probably holding his gun up, pointed at the direction that
Okay,
we ran away from, kind of watching it.
watch in that direction. Okay, cool. And then, Macweir, what are we doing?
Probably just kind of hanging around, watching also the tracker as well.
Okay. What about you, Singleton?
Yeah, I think I'm interested in the tracker, but also thinking like how we can create a distraction to safely go in there.
Okay, so kind of near the intercom as well. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Holroyd, last but not least. Again, keeping in mind you're in the room. There are the doorways in between, the glass, etc. Anything you want to be doing?
He just kind of stands there.
Okay.
I mean, we can go down this way, and if it's not up here, there is the ladders right here.
So as you're kind
It goes
of
down into.
Well,
Hey.
did we? Well, Holroyd would know the ways around, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you speak. No, mid-base this way.
Okay, so you're kind of looking out that
And
door.
these-
You don't go through yet, so this is going to be cinematic a bit more than it was going to be
Yeah,
just
he
on the
just
motion tracker.
stands in front of the door.
So Sig,
He's
as
pointing
you're
at the door.
looking at the motion tracker, you see the big symbol, the big highlight that's kind of covering up the little one. There's a moment where it moves away and kind of isolates them both as separate. You then see the small symbol move, and it darts across the space. What you see on your end, Holroyd, as that's happening, is you see a panicked and crazed woman rush across the hallway and dart into one of the morgue doors.
What is this?
Oh, look, a woman.
You then see a massive xenomorph step through into the hallway and then step in through into the other space on the other side. On the motion tracker, little line goes over to the side, big thing goes over to the side.
What if
That was a big one.
Yes, that was a
What
big
a-
one.
what if we use this intercom up here to cause a distraction, rush down this ladder, and then go all the way down here to this ladder and come up here and try to seal off the door if it runs this way. Try to Benny Hill it. I don't know.
Holroyd, I just want to make sure I stress. She looked panicked as fuck and was rushing through into the other space. Whatever is happening in there is going to be quick. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, John?
I do, yeah. They haven't asked me any questions.
Yep, just standing at the window kind of looking out there.
No,
Are
I
we
said
waiting
like
for her to get
I literally
killed or
said
not?
no. I literally said, "Oh, that's a big
the
one."
question.
Big what?
I'm looking to McWhir. Are we waiting for her to get killed or not? Do we want to deal with this thing or not?
If you want to deal with this thing, it's at least 10 feet tall.
You got like 5 seconds to make a choice.
No, it's already happened. If that's the case, we have to keep moving.
They are most likely
Not
dead.
necessarily. If she sealed herself in the morgue, she might have put herself in one of the cold boxes, and those are hard as fuck to get into.
Holroyd,
Let's be honest.
Is the thing outside of the morgue or in the morgue?
It went in.
It is in the morgue.
It's over.
Based on their status, I would assume they would not care about anybody else.
Okay, then what I said might work for us if there is still a key card in there. If we make a distraction over here and try to draw it up this way and go down this ladder and then come up here and go into the morgue to get the key.
As they're talking
just kinda-
tactics, Hirsch, you can hear the sound of metal scraping, and you can definitely understand that if what Holroyd just described is happening, there's still a fight happening in there right now.
Guys, we can save her. Let's go. And Hirsch will run that way.
Rushes past Holroyd, slams through the door, and heads down.
And go.
Always count on Brent to do the heroic dumb shit. And also, dogs are awesome.
Holroyd would then follow
Yeah,
Hirsch.
sorry.
Yep. And then Macweir kind of like, okay, let's go. And then kind of like chases after. Singleton, revolver out, and kind of moving that way as well. You, and then the scientist is like, my plan. When you come into the morgue area, you would see that on the back wall, there are a couple of morgue beds that have been drawn out. And there are corpses that look relatively fresh. That are out there. It looks like most of them have their chest broken open. And to answer your question, it looks like it was from inside out. There is one specific morgue door that is currently the focus of everyone's attention, as there is a massive form of just solid, sleek black tearing at it with claws. In this close proximity, not only do you hear the sound of the scraping, but you also hear the panic gibbering and cries of what sounds like a middle-aged woman. Hirsch, you're the first one in there. We're not even going to draw new initiative cards. We're going to use the same ones we got because I think that thematically works with what just happened. So Hirsch, you're first. You're coming in. Shoddy in the hands. Fucking thing. What's the plan?
Oh yeah, Hirsch is definitely like moving up to blast it with a shotgun.
Hell yeah. All right. Are you able to roll or do you want me to hit it for you?
You have to hit it for me. The power won't be on till 11 tonight.
Jesus fuck. Okay. Well, you rolled a success, but you rolled 2 panics. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this panic die plus 4. So we got 8, which means that every roll after this one is going to have a -2 if it's an agility-based roll. You've got the trembles. This thing is scary as fuck. And you put the shotgun shot directly into its back, and it does a bit of damage, and it kind of squeals, but it just kind of, instead of falling to the ground and dying, it spins around and like looks at you with like a face. It goes to it, and you've been here before.
Yeah.
You know how this works. Roll a d6. You can't. Someone else roll a d6 for him.
Me.
It leaps straight for you, and sweeps its arms and legs through your rank. It would hit multiple targets, but since you're the only one who's technically entered the room, it's just sweeping through everybody within that proximity, actually. So everyone in the hallway as well. It's going through. Okay. Everybody make a mobility roll.
Are we all in that space? Because, like, I can't move my token because it's under Singleton again.
Oh, God.
Hey.
The way it was described to me, Sig, you would be the only one I would say is outside of this.
Okay.
Jeez.
Ready to lock the door.
It is really bad. Roll a d6 and add 4. Kimmy.
Okay.
6. You're fine. So you're great at rolling those. So I guess that's good. Where is the thing? There's the thing. And then I click all out attack. I clicked all out attack. Okay. So I only got one success, so it is only going to hit one of you. This is armor piercing, you're not wearing armor. Hirsch, you're first in line, so it's going to do 2 damage to you, which I believe puts you at 4 total damage.
Where do you mark damage at?
Health.
I see
We're
health.
actually getting the blunt of it.
Actually, no, it looks like you're just taking 2 more. You're at 3 remaining, Hirsch. So you're pretty fucked up. But everybody else, you're fine. It doesn't manage to breach Hirsch. It looks like it's trying to kind of brush through and like slash at everybody, tail flaring out, but it only gets Hirsch. Okay, who had 5?
Me.
You're up.
Okay. Am I able to aim at
Yes.
the even though I'm behind
Yes.
Hirsch and Holler? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's massive.
I just want to make sure.
Also, they're kind of
is.
doing the wrestling thing again. He likes wrestling aliens. You can kind of pop out and kind of like get that angle.
Okay. Hold on.
I mean, probably not. You're gonna fucking roll shitty. So like, who am I
It's
doing?
just like the crocodile.
I'm trying to mock.
I was like rubbing my hands
Well, no,
together, and I
hold
was
on.
like, "Come on."
Hold on, I'm trying to
Come on.
mock you so that like fate will shove it in my face and just fucking like say, "Shut up, bitch." I see.
Nope.
See?
Eh.
No, we're good. 2 successes. Roll a d6. Add 4.
Did you roll a d6 for my shotgun reload?
I did not. Thank you for
9.
reminding me.
That's
I can
bad,
do that.
right?
You're good on shotgun.
Never mind.
You're double good on shotgun, and then you got a total of 9. You said.
Yeah.
Drop item. Whether by stress, confusion, or the realization that you're going to die anyway, you drop a weapon or important item. The GM decides which one. So, because you still have your fast action, what I'm going to say is you kind of like rush around the corner, and the tail kind of swinging around bats it and hits the ground. You very quickly pick it back up and then pull the trigger. But because of the panic of the situation, you're going to gain that stress level. And then you already rolled the shot, so 2 successes, which means that you can hit and deal additional damage. And the revolver does...
So I gain a stress, right?
Right.
Okay.
The revolver deals 2 damage. Revolvers have a bonus +1 dice as well. Sorry, I forgot about that. Can you roll a d6 real quick? This is not a stress die, but if you roll another 6, it could be an extra damage. It's
5.
not. Okay. So, hit, and it'll do 4 damage. If you want to just... Or you can do a trick instead of the additional damage, but in this kind of stage of it, you want to murder it. Or unless there's something you want to do with that extra success.
No, I
Okay.
don't know what to do with
Yeah,
extra success.
again, narratively, like if you're thinking of things like in the future, you'll know, it'll feel right.
Okay.
But yeah, boom, bam, straight into it. Put a shot clean through it. It definitely looks like it's pretty messed up, but it is not dead.
Oh, and then now I have to roll a d6 for my gun.
Yes.
I got a 1. I forgot what I need to roll.
Yeah, roll a 1 and the gun's done. So basically, it wasn't one shot. It was like a lot of kind of bam, 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 and you just again. Apparently, Singleton is keep hitting
Spray
that
and pray.
keep hitting that trigger until it doesn't click anymore.
But you said I have 2 reloads, so I'd have to pick
Yeah.
it back. I forgot.
On your next turn, as an action, you can basically
Yeah.
reload the weapon and then fire
Gotcha.
during the next turn.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Then it goes to 6.
That's me.
Go ahead.
I'm. Where?
Due to you being
Can I
out
get
of
over
range
here?
for the all-out attack, it would have been a situation where you're gonna have to move. But yes, you can definitely get to there.
I get in here where maybe there's some walls between me and it, but I can maybe.
Yeah. So from
go
this
grab
angle,
a key card.
you're actually looking at the back of it, and what you can
Mhm.
see also is like if you can move down one more, so you're like right at that little breach point that goes into the morgue. What you can
Okay.
see is that there's actually the door to the the morgue bed has been rent asunder enough that you can actually see Dr. Comiskey kind of like looking out, panicked, and just like absolutely scared and hiding behind there, seeing if she has an option to like get out of there or not. Do you have an action you want to take?
Hold an action.
Okay.
I would like to hold a. If she goes and she tries to fucking dart, I'm grabbing this bitch. We are not losing track of her. She's got a key card and we are getting out. And she
I
looks
was fine
panicked
with her
as fuck.
dying.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. 7.
Yeah, that's me. Am I able to run up and attempt to do the bolt gun
Yeah.
straight to its head?
Yeah, you bet. Go ahead and make a ranged combat roll.
Oh. Range. Where is it? There it is.
Okay. That's a lot of
Oh,
successes.
well.
Whoa.
So
Ooh.
it has a base damage of 3. I'm gonna say that you're just gonna say go all in, right? For the damage. That's pretty baller. Tell me how you do it, buddy.
Bedazzling this shit.
Like how does that happen?
I'm gonna kind of be as I'm sprinting towards the alien. I just kind of like stop and slide anime style, and then uppercut with the bolt gun straight into like its chin area.
Oh hell yeah. And like as it was like all out attacking fucking Hirsch, right? So like the tail's up in the air, the tongue's like flying out. Hirsch is like fucking, and then boom, shoots, just splatters it outwards. Due to it being acid though, and you guys being at close range, you will take some damage.
Oof.
Well, sorry guys, but it was too cool.
It was. And you
Very
just
cool.
like bedazzled this bitch
Worth.
to death.
Worth it.
Can I keep being this character going forward? Because it's cool so far.
Okay, so you hit that thing like a goddamn dump truck, which again is bad for acid splash. It's going to affect the environment too, but the more important part is Hirsch. Man, I'm sorry. I do love you, Brent, but the strength of that acid splash is equal to the base dice. Base damage 1, which means that's a total of 4 damage that you take. So, Brent, I think you know what that means, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay. So you hit it with the uppercut, looking badass as hell. And again, it doesn't matter how you explained it; it was still going to be the case, right? Because it's a close range weapon.
Yeah.
Hirsch is obliterated with acid. Like it just smashes into him as the head just dumps like a goddamn fountain into his chest. And you, Macware, will take 4 damage as well.
Oh well. Is that off my health? because
Yeah.
I have 3.
You have
So-
3 total?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're dead too.
Well, you know what? We went down together.
But the alien is dead. Let me double check the wording on this. The amount of damage that the
Saved
Xeno took from the
everyone.
attack in base dice with base damage 1. And it took, yeah, it definitely, as the acid eating through, yeah, no, the 2 of you will definitely die of acid burns.
You know, that's the way I want to go. Sacrifice myself, save everyone.
Oh no, you're broken. Dying doesn't happen automatically. Right. Remember
Oh, okay.
stuff.
I got a med kit.
Okay.
I got 2 med kits actually.
Yeah, because death isn't instantaneous. It's not as fun as if you drop to 0 health, you're broken. The 2 of you are broken. Taken out of action. Immediately roll critical injury. If you don't die from the critical injury, then you're fine. So critical injury means you're going to roll 2d6.
Oh, this is like a Kingdom Death thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
It is like
yeah.
a Kingdom Death thing. Okay, so that is a 3 and a 4, which means that's a 34. 34 means that when that happened, your eyes got hit with acid. So forever and on, from this point forward until the end of time, you have a -2 to range combat rolls and observation rolls.
Hell yeah.
Roll 2 more d6, and these are for Brent.
You can get you off this rock and fix it.
That is a 1 and a 4, which means that's going to be 14. He sprained his ankle. So, like, as he was, like, dodging away from the acid and kind of, like, shoving his cloak off, he, like, twisted his ankle. So his mobility is -2, and he can't run until medical aid is put on him.
I thought low was going to be, like, worse.
You have to make a death roll every time. I need a medical aid roll now. For who do you want to save first?
I was planning on hurling one of the med packs straight at McWare and then going and helping Hirsch so that somebody else can do McWare at the same time.
Okay, I guess that's an option. Go ahead and make a medical aid roll for you, and then Singleton or Holroyd, because McWare can't heal himself. One of you two can make a medicine roll on McWare.
You probably don't want me doing it.
You don't want me doing it. Have you seen my rolls?
It has to be one of you two if it's going to be done quickly.
I have a 3.
I have a 0. I have a 0 in medical aid.
I had a 2 and I did
also
just
have
fine.
0 medical aid.
You still had your stat though. You still had your stat.
Better than death.
All right, I'll try it on McBeer.
Anything is better than just instant death. So.
Listen,
Go for it.
you'll get instant death from me. See,
Look
look!
at that.
It
Are
was
you kidding
perfect.
me?
You're so good. You're
Man.
so good.
That's a D&D character right there. You just rolled an 18, baby.
That's really crazy.
So the two of you are very quickly healed of your problems. However, McWeir, your eyes are still like fucked. Like it's like Attack on Titan face, right? You got like this kind of
Hell
shit
yeah.
going on.
Love that.
Okay.
I mean, we are in the med bay. Do they have one of those nice beds that fixes all the things?
If you want to take the time to do it,
No.
Oh,
We
I
can
have
do
to
that
go.
somewhere else.
As they're fixing those people, I'm gonna go towards the Waylani person.
yeah, Wayland Yutani.
Yeah, sorry.
It'll definitely be a name you will come to know and hate. It is very prominent in this series. You get her out, and she's like, "Oh my god, thank you. We've got to get there as quick as possible." And she seems very panicked and like in the middle of like a panic attack / like hyper anxiety.
Does she
Is
have
she
her key
there?
card on her?
It's on a lanyard around her neck.
I'm gonna yell, "Take the key card,
Yank
leave
that
her."
bitch.
McWeir says, "Take the key card, leave her." You've got the revolver.
Yeah, I'm saying yank that bitch.
I'm gonna take the key card, but I'm also gonna like grab her. Like, listen, guys, she's battle fodder. Okay, that's where my brain is. So we could throw her at a xenomorph.
in her panic, like she's like hearing everybody and kind of looking around, but it's like, you know, if you've ever been in a situation where people who don't like you have kind of like been, you know, fucking with you, you kind of get that like face where you're like, well, why me? And then you can kind of hear her mutter in her like weird meek state. Singleton, she says, "But you need me," just kind of as she's like in panic mode here from everybody. Basically saying, leave her, throw her to the thrower's meat. etc.
I am gonna take her lanyard,
You take it. Yeah, she's
All right, where are
she's
we
not
going?
fighting.
and I'm pocket it, and then I'm not gonna kill her. She's coming.
Okay.
Are we trying to make it air traffic control at this point?
So the way you want to go is you want to get out of the facility, out past the north gate wall or north wall gate, up and around to the landing pad.
How do I get there?
So you're on the second floor, so not really possible from here.
Mhm.
You can go to B1, or you can go to C1, and then you need to make it to block A2 or block A1 and exit out the north lock.
Oh,
Could go out the
get
west
out.
lock and then just walk up north. but-
No, because there's a it doesn't show it on this display, but there is a cliff face there. This is the way you have to go out.
Okay.
You can go out the east lock and do it, but the west lock you can't really kind of maneuver that way easily.
Okay. What's the easiest way to get to A? Can you go
You go to
straight
the-
up to A2? Like, does this go straight through?
No,
or is this
it does not.
Okay.
So breaks mean they don't connect.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
All right. All this ladder
Okay.
then, and then down.
The D and A modules are kind of their second floors are separate. They kind of stand on their own.
Mhm. Yeah. I
What-
guess the most direct route would be to go through this this staircase right here down to B1, and then B1 can go straight shot up to A1 theoretically.
Yeah, so long as there's nothing in the way.
Yeah. But remember, one of those things was by Billy's Bar, which is connected to that area. But we gotta go through there either way.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So you head down into B, and you make your way north. On the route, there's no problems. However, once you get into the space between A1 and B1, the doors are broken. They do not seem to shut. They seem to be kind of set inside of their tracks and are kind of broken enough that you can kind of slide through one person at a time, kind of sideways. You'd also notice that
these doors.
once you get past these doors, there is a kind of almost sauna-like heat coming from the A1 module. And up ahead in A1, hold on a second here. Let me grab you guys. Moving on over Chandra ways. Up ahead in A1, it's an office situation, and there's kind of like a receptionist desk in the middle, kind of like right around here. Standing on that desk in like a Spider-Man pose is another one of the big aliens, the drones or soldier types. And it looks like it has a person underneath it that it is slowly kind of like tearing in half.
We could try to do a comms thing. There's a comms up on above us on A2. If you go through this ladder right here up to A2, there's a comms up there that we could try to set off, and then you could come back down through this ladder here.
While Sig is kind of
Or maybe we
planning,
could just use this.
Singleton
Yeah.
and Macweir, the two of you, go ahead and make observation rolls for me.
I don't want to take this thing on head on. This.
Okay.
Mm.
There's a sound that kind of causes you to like tick for a second, but you can't really identify it, and you can't really put together what the sound is. but it wasn't here before in B1, but it appears to be present here as you're passing through.
Oh, pull out the motion tracker.
Wait,
Doc-
guys.
The doctor kind of looks at
Wait.
you. Who's with her? Singleton? Were
Me.
You, okay. Kind of
I'm
looks
back
at you.
there, too.
And in the B1 lighting, because the lighting upstairs was very dim, but in B1 it's kind of a bit brighter. She looks at you with like a panic look on her face, and she says, "We've got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. We got to get back to the ship. We got to get back to the ship." And when you're looking at her, her face is very slick and like wet and damp. And it also looks like there are bruises on the side of her face and on her neck.
Oh shit.
Guy, if we wait, does this on A2? Does this box right here? Does that connect to the top part of A2?
Wait.
No.
What? So we have a clear shot to get into A1.
Mm-hmm. But there's an alien in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me explain. So if you look at this spot here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go up in the post room, up to there. The only passageway out of post room 2, effectively, would be to the west. Straight over to
What is
this area. That is
this
below.
connection, then?
Yeah, that's below. That's the connection that is on ground level. That's the ground level connection you're in. Yeah. So some of them are accurate. Some of them, like you can see, like they have the little door, and that means you can go through them, right? Some of them don't have that, and that means you can't go through them. Most of the ones that are passable that look like this are the ones that are on the ground. These are basically tubes that are on the ground connecting module to module. They're not like held aloft or anything.
And there's no on the sub level. There's nothing that goes up towards A. That ends at the post room.
Yeah,
right?
mass housing is basically a dead end underneath A2. There's no ladders up to it that you are aware of.
So, am I totally blind, by the way, John? Or
No.
get that? Just injured, or
have you ever gotten like chlorine in your eyes?
well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's like that, but then it's also like there's burning around it. So it's like it's like irritation plus pain.
Okay. So I'm gonna yell, just leave Komsky. Let's go. Just like, let's run, drop Komsky, and let's go.
She's panicked, and unless she is deterred, she's going to try and keep up with your group.
Oh, the
Komsky, yeah, the doctor.
Who wants to stay in the back and kick her on the way out?
I'll stay back with her. Worst case scenario, I'll hold it off till you can get out.
Wait. Where are we going?
Going through A.
Straight fucking through.
Just North Lock. Yeah.
A1 right here.
We could throw her at the alien.
All right,
you know?
so
exactly.
So, yeah.
Take her down.
Well,
I don't think it's going to attack her.
That's what I'm also thinking. So what I'm gonna do is speak in character now. All right, humans. I will distract the alien, and you make your way towards the North Lock.
That works
Jem
too.
Holroyd, and it was a pleasure serving with you. I hope we continue to serve, but I understand if we don't. Let's go.
And he salutes, and then he turns around, and he just opens the door and goes, and just runs at the.
Okay, so what I'm going to have you do, because it's more of a narrative decision that you're making here, and less of like a cinematic. It's more of a cinematic one than it is like a mechanical one. Go ahead and make me a combat roll. So strength. In your case. Excuse me. And let's see that result. Okay. So what I'm going to explain to you is thus. He runs in, moves over to one of the offices, distracts it, and it chases after him for a second, and then kind of stops. It then kind of looks at you, or like tilts its head at you, kind of confused, and then moves back to the desk where it had the woman it was tearing apart on display. And you kind of succeeded, but...
Well, I was going to tackle it.
Oh, you're rushing it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
I thought you
rushing
were
it.
distracting it. Okay, cool.
No,
So that-
no, I'm running
yeah,
at it.
you succeed. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say, for the cinematic purposes, that happens. Everybody else sees this as a distraction. If you wish to run past it, you can. So you'd be taking your action and your both of your actions to kind of just get out to the north lock. Who's going first?
Me.
Okay. When you get there, the north lock has been locked out and can only be opened with hacking. You can try it if you want, or you can wait until somebody gets there who is better at it.
What do I need for hacking?
What's the name of the skill again, Lark? Fine.
Comtech?
Contact, yeah, that's it.
I got a 1.
You can try it.
Is this not something that the...
Well, everybody's there, so.
I'm gonna try it.
me?
Okay.
I got a success and I got a panic.
Roll a panic for me. Roll a d6 and add 4.
Shit.
No
6.
problem. Okay. So you get there, and just as you're about to do the thing, you freeze solid. You do not perform your action during this turn. Your stress level and the stress level of everyone else who's following after you increases by 1 right now.
Oh wait, my stress is a 5, so it's plus. So 11.
Then it's worse. So as you rush up to the alien, and for reasons you'll see described, instead of rushing for where you're going, you dip into one of the on offices in a panic, because it's the immediate safe spot to go to, and you just immediately kind of like get close and like quiet it away. The second they see that happen, everyone else, not you, just them, gains the +1 stress. After this round is completed, after the next round is completed of you hiding, you can then act normally.
Okay.
But you are hiding in the office, like you're like looking for cover, you're getting behind a desk, you're just like completely hidden.
Can I pull rank on them now, or does that have to wait till my turn?
Yeah, so we're going to go through sequentially since we're not in an initiative order. You can go ahead and pull rank as you're rushing after, and I believe it's a check, right?
Yeah, it is. I can order them to do something. Roll a command against the target's manipulation.
Okay, so
And they have to follow my order.
great. Go ahead and roll command, and then
So I just yell, "Open the fucking door!"
Kimmy,
and
roll manipulation,
Okay.
and Michael, roll a command. You got a success. I need you to roll a d6, though. You might also panic.
Okay. There we go.
3 + 5 is 8. You will not panic. You kind of rush forward and like look at her, and there's like this twist, and you start to shake. You have a tremble now, which means that you have a -2 to all agility rolls for this situation. But you yell your command, and she will shape the fuck up this turn, and she'll go about her action as she performed it. Did you ever roll a comms tech? You did, and you succeeded. I'm going to say with this roll, basically what happened is you're starting to dip off, MacWeir's like, fuck you, no! And you're like, oh! And you kind of rush past it and get through. Sig and Hirsch are the only 2 remaining people who need to act. So Sig, what are you doing since you were kind of at the front? What are you doing? You see her kind of open the lock.
We are going out.
Okay, you can get outside
Let's go.
into the air. And then Hirsch, are you rushing out as well, or are you going to stay with Holroyd?
Yeah, I'm following the rest of them out.
Okay. At the end of this initiative, the drone is going to all-out attack on Holroyd. Because that's what we do.
Oh, what happened to the lady we had with us? Because we just left her.
Oh, no, yeah, she's rushing after, too. Sorry, I forgot.
We are trying to leave her.
She doesn't make it all the way because she kind of started out a bit, so she's like right near you, Singleton. She's not out the door though. Okay.
Push her back inside and shut the door.
Out attack.
If fuck?
Wow. Absolute wow. That is wild.
All right on top.
That is wild. That is so fucking wild. So I rolled 12 dice for an all-out attack, folks. I didn't roll a single 6. Crazy.
That's beautiful.
Crazy. So
You know,
they're
it's
wrestling.
Just, it's just that sheer strength.
You got on top. You got on top of them. You mounted. You
You're
got them in like
dominating this thing.
Monster Hunter.
so fucking
Yeah,
wild.
really.
That is the
No.
craziest fucking shit that's ever
Just
happened.
digging my
From
knife
the
in his
top
head.
rope.
I'm going to move to
But
his.
honestly,
I'm gonna move to his tail.
this is how I play Warhammer 40k. Like this is about right. Like it should be more ones, but that's about right for dice rolls, I think.
That's amazing.
Okay, so everyone else is just leaving, right? Singleton, you're the only one that has any interaction. So on your exit, are you doing anything in particular? Are you trying to shut her out? Keeping in mind, we have no evidence of what this means, and you haven't mentioned this to anybody else. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. Cinematically, we all know what's happening with her.
Oh yeah, you know what? No, I'm bringing her with us.
But
Then
you
I'm still
don't-
bringing her.
You don't know. Okay, so she comes out. Totally
Mick Ward told you
chill.
to leave her.
Am I able to interact with that at all?
Well, she comes out,
Mick Ward did give you.
and the door is sealed. He did say leave her behind. So
Yeah.
Singleton, last call. Do you still bring her out though? Save the life.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a treasure. Thank you, by the way. But you get out and you start moving around the mountainside. Do you shut the door or do you leave it open?
Oh, I shut the door.
The Holroyd's by
Oh.
himself. Okay.
Good luck, Holroyd. You're better than I thought.
Now,
He only needs to have part of him survive, and then we can retrieve him later.
John, I do
Military
want to
force.
stress that that's not going to happen every time, right? We understand how this
I'm
fight's.
aware.
We understand how this fight's going to go, right? Like,
I'm sure.
okay.
That's you're allowed to think whatever you want.
What I'm going to ask you is
Honorable.
in the movie Aliens, there is not a crazy android who's just fisticuffing fucking aliens and killing them because the game mother can't roll fucking dice, okay?
But there is my
But there
personal
is-
agenda where you must do everything you can to save your comrades, including sacrificing yourself if need be.
Well, you succeeded at that. I'm
God,
trying
I'm
to say
not
that
like you, Holroyd,
I-
but I respect
I-
you so much right now.
I'm pulling a game mother like situation where I don't want to roll dice
Well,
because
come
I
on.
don't want to.
Yeah, but how about we just do that for fun
Okay,
in the
fine.
last 10 minutes?
Fuck it. Go ahead and roll because there is another thing that's going to happen. But go ahead and roll your attack roll, close combat.
All right, so actually I want to use the cutting torch.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to do heavy machinery. And I get a plus
No,
2 from the
It-
cutting torch.
It's still close combat. You're using it for a weapon.
Son of a bitch.
Have you had that this whole time?
Let's go.
Okay, so it does not have an armor rating versus fire. This creature, so that will.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, that will get through. Meaning it pierces its armor. It ignores armor that it has.
Right.
And the cutting torch does 3, so that's great. It is very upset by this, but it's not killed outright.
That's fine.
It's going to retort with an all-out attack. What the fuck?
We love it.
All right on top.
Oh my
It's not going to happen every time, John.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the
Well,
fuck up!
John. Well,
You know,
John,
I love this game.
You're not invincible, John.
I am.
You know.
I am so.
have to
mad.
watch
Ultra instinct villain employee right here.
Yeah, like you literally named yourself for perfection. This is absolutely wild. It continues to just seize underneath of you, trying to get out from underneath your indomitable attack. You miss on its second roll, and I'm again gonna all out attack. Fucking finally. It ignores armor. It'll deal a total of 4 damage to you.
But then I have resilience, so I only take 1 damage.
Okay. Is resilience? What does resilience state?
I tried clicking it, but it didn't link.
Just read it.
Only the hardiest folk, blah, blah, blah. Anytime you suffer damage, you can't push the roll, which does count as an action, which does not count as an action. Wait. You can't push the roll, which does not count as an action. For every success you roll, 1 point of damage is eliminated. If all damage is eliminated, you suffer none at all.
So you eliminate
So I
1
only
point of
picked
damage. You eliminated 1 point because you rolled 1 success.
Yes.
So that means that I'm dealing 4 damage to you. You're eliminating 1 point of damage. You're taking 3.
All right. So
He doesn't
I'm
have to
at
click push.
4. So I'm at 4.
No, they can't technically push.
I'm at 3.
Yeah.
All right, smash some more. Go ahead and attack me. We'll get this over with real quick, and then we'll do the final. So that's 1 success. With a cutting torch again?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Roll a d3 for the first cutting torch. D6. Okay. The second attack can't be a cutting torch. It runs out of power.
Oh, okay, then it's a punch.
Yeah. So then this one will just
Or
bounce. What's your
whatever.
damage for punching? 2 or 3 for androids?
I believe
it's 3 because we were dunking the
I think it is
fuck out of. Who did you beat the piss out of? Oh, it was Tom as the alien. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So
sorry, friend.
one will get through its armor. Okay, then it is going to all out attack you, and of course I'm going to roll all zeros.
It's gonna miss.
It's going to get another. So you can resilient
Oh.
again, but I think I'm going to kill you with this.
Damn.
Three
Yeah.
more. Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
So cinematic fight on the table. It manages to get its tail up around and grab your leg and rip it off with the first one, and then it kind of brings the tail in, slams through your back, kind of near it, and lifts you off of it, and then just kind of disposes of you like trash. While that's happening, though, they manage to make it up and around the ridge, and they start moving towards the landing pad.
Where
You have
the heck is the landing pad?
It's not on this map. It's on the overview map down here. Yeah.
God, this thing is
So-
Close.
You're basically coming up and around the resource fuel loading area. Now, directly north of here, if you are familiar with the movie, there's a very large reactor. And the north wall has a connector point that actually connects to the fuel loading that goes all the way out to this massive tower of a thing, which is actually where the reactor is located. It looks as though when you look out that way with the lightning flashing, it looks as though the ground itself is moving. But what you realize is it's not the ground itself. It looks like there's a dozen or so black, sleek creatures moving across the ground very quickly in your direction.
That is nice. We can't do anything about that except for continue to leg it.
Yeah, for sure. So when you get onto the landing pad, you're allowed access to that landing pad with the key card. At this point, Comiskey is either a liability and you are slowed, or you are running away from her and leaving her behind. What's your choice?
I choose to survive.
Leaving
I don't know
behind.
about you all.
Okay.
Yep.
You get onto the landing pad. The ramp for the evac ship is down. This will presumably go up to a Weyland-Yutani ship in orbit. Once you get into the back area, you would see that it looks like there are somewhere around 24 of these glass tanks. Each one of them looks like they have been broken out, and there's this strange, like almost like an amniotic fluid all over the ground. You rush past that to get into the ship proper. Who is going to be the person that pilots the ship?
Me,
What would that take?
Pilot
Oh,
is the
piloting
skill.
is.
I have 2
I got
piloting.
Anybody
Singleton.
got better than 2?
I'm looking.
I
No.
think Singleton's... No?
Okay. So Singleton, if you rush in, the pilot space is a single chair space. And when you get into that space, seal the door behind you, it's at that point you're allowed to pilot the ship. Go ahead and make a pilot roll. This will determine whether you're able to get it to take off on your initial attempt, not being familiar with this specific type of craft.
Okay. I'm nervous. I don't want to click it.
Well, you have to, though.
I know.
Where is
Do it.
Kaminsky in relation to
You
this?
can always
Oh,
push.
she's probably a few meters. She's a ways back. Go ahead and roll a panic roll.
You got this.
So it's going to be plus
Once-
5. So that
A
is going to be a
6.
6, which means you're totally fine and you managed to get the job done. The ship takes off. Now, you are sealed inside of the pilot system. Kaminsky did not get on board the ship. The loading bay is still down. Macweir, Sig, Hirsch. Any one of you three can attempt to close it. It will require heavy machinery to do so.
Let me see. Where the freak is.
I am
got 0 in that.
absolutely hanging down there trying to close it.
Okay, go ahead and make a heavy machinery roll.
Is there any way to do assistance or anything?
Yeah, you can give +1 dice.
I say it because I'm not good at this
Okay.
part. I
So
was gonna
add
do it
+1
like
dice
I
to your roll, Macweir, when it brings up that prompt.
I was planning this funny thing the whole time, but
Okay. You manage to get that door closed. Just. And once it's shut, it's at that point everything kind of quiets down. The hum of the engine is very, present. But you also hear what sounds like hundreds of pens being struck against metal desks.
What could that be?
Outside or inside?
And the ship flies up into space, and that's where we'll end this one-shot experience. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you when we pick up with the actual Alien campaign in 2 weeks. So next week we're off. I'll be running Cyberpunk, and the week after that is when we'll begin Heart of Darkness. Thanks for watching those that did, and we'll see you then.
Yeah.
thank you.